We are back. Lots to talk about. So many shenanigans to talk about. Some good, some bad. Excited?
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Riveting. Company Hour number 165. 165 episodes of mediocre content here on the YouTubes. Welcome. I am Ray Doomzilla, joined by the maximum effortist, the Graysonist, the Dork Knight himself. How you doing, man?
Good. That's all we got, right? That's all we got to give him. So
That's all we got, man.
that's all we got.
That's all you got. That's all you got. Welcome. We talk movies, comics, TV shows, toys, but yeah, video games here and there. Yeah. So if
Comics,
you're
wrestling.
wrestling on occasion, R.I.P draws. We got some fun stuff to talk about. We're gonna do a full spoiler review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a little later. Big Superman and Lois casting. I'm gonna do a victory lap. And R.I.P to Alan Arkin, one of the all timers, man. One of my favorite actors. Passed away. One of the greats for sure. So we're gonna have some fun stuff to talk about, some sad stuff to talk about. The Kraven trailer we're gonna talk about for sure. That's
Both juice.
Jeez. Let's see. We're starting off hot. Let's see. Krista, good afternoon, nerds. What's up, Krista? Very excited about One Piece. Lori, happy Catterday, nerds and nerdettes. Happy July 1st. July 1st is already July already. Damn, July is one of my favorite months. Birthday month. I'm always excited. Love your profile pic, Lori. You guys can go DM each other. We don't need this you're back and forth here. It's not it's not a Discord here, okay, guys? You can go like your other go DM each other. You can talk cats all day. I'm just playing, of course. All right, so let's see. Let's I guess we always talk about the sad stuff first to get it out of the way. We had a couple passings. What's the dude's name from Warlock? They found
Julian Sands.
Julian Sands passed
Julian
away.
Sands,
He went missing, I guess, a few weeks ago.
About a month ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I guess they just recently found the body, unfortunately. So he passed. Of course, he was famous for Warlock. That's what I mainly know him as. He would show up in things here and there. Arachnophobia, Killing Fields. He was in Leaving Las Vegas. But yeah, Warlock for sure was his main thing. So any thoughts on Julian Sands passing?
Just sad, man, because he's been so many different roles. I think he was on Smallville too. Can't remember. Yeah, he was on Smallville. I just can't remember who he was.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
So yeah, I was sad. I was hoping that he was out there making some kind of fucking Warlock potion, hopefully staying alive. But yeah, it was just sad news. As soon as they said that they found some kind of remains in the area where he should have been at, that was the writing, and then they did the testing, and yeah, it confirmed. So it's just sad, don't go, for people who want to be adventurous and go hiking and do it. That's all well and good. Let somebody know where you're going. Make sure you have a cell phone, like now, all updated, because they can find you.
Yeah.
You don't want to have your own. Yeah, no 127 hours, man.
When you really need, when you go out there, you need yourself a Hondo.
Hondo. Oh,
third man. It's a third man, brother. It's a third man.
It's a third man day. Holy shit! The trifecta.
Third man, brother. Of course,
what's up,
Hondo,
bro?
Right on time. Can you lower your camera a little bit so we get it?
Whoa!
So we can see your chesticles. There you go. too much blank spaces.
Yeah, I feel like I'm looking into through a peephole.
Yeah, you see your head just sticking out from the bottom. There you go. That's better.
What's up, dude?
There you go.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Honda Lorian, the third man.
Happy Saturday.
The third
Saturday,
shooter. How you doing, man? We just starting the show. Just talking about Julian Sands real quick. Talking about his passing.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was once he was reported missing months ago.
It was a
Wasn't
month.
that at the Wasn't that like in December?
Was it December?
No, not that.
Let me look that up because I know he was gone for a while, man. Like I think it was like about a month. Missing date. He was reported missing. Damn. Yeah. So he was reported in January.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Right.
Wow.
So it took him 6 months to find his ass. Yeah, damn.
Wow.
Yeah, don't go in the woods. Don't go in the woods, folks.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Just letting anybody know where you're at, or a cell phone.
I mean,
I haven't watched Warlock in a while. I got to watch Warlock. I haven't
It's
seen
great.
it.
I've watched that. I just watched it about 2 weeks ago. It's a great movie.
I haven't seen it. I got to watch it. What'd you watch it on? Fucking
Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah.
I might be on Shudder. I'm gonna check out Shudder.
Yeah.
have you
I'm
guys
telling
ever
you,
seen
Tubi.
Boxing Helena?
I've seen Boxing Helena.
Probably not since it came out. Really.
Yeah, I've seen it
Yeah.
a few times. It was a weird movie, but I was just like, damn, he was good in it.
Yeah, man.
I forgot about good call on that one, dude.
Yeah.
Hi, Lori.
Lori confirms Sands was missing since January. Leo, Big Leo 415 Gold Dirty Bass. Let's go subscribe to those folks. What if there's a missing 411 type of incident for Sands?
I think there was. I mean, there was a big call. I don't know if he called, but
yeah, like how do you go in the woods? Like not a cell phone.
Yeah.
My favorite, Lori's favorite was Sands was Gothic. I don't think I've seen that one.
It's old school.
Yeah, Big Lil agrees. July is goat month. Hondo's down with that. July is you know what's up. So R.I.P. Julian Sands. Don't go in the woods. She says fucking don't go in the woods. Don't go in the water. Don't go in the woods. All right, unless you're a billionaire. Yeah, you go right ahead.
I mean, that's sad though to go to the woods. I mean, without anybody, without any.
Yeah, 127 hours. Should have told his ass not to do that shit, man.
Oh, when he cuts that nerve, still fucking like
that one always gets me. Yeah.
Oh, that sound! It was like, it still haunts me.
Everybody feels it. Oh, son of a bitch! It's like a kick in the nuts.
See, you can fuck around and find out. All right, let's talk about another sad passing. The great Alan Arkin, man. Alan Wolf Arkin. I discovered his middle name was Wolf, so of course it was because he was a badass. He was in like so many things, man. Slums of Beverly Hills, fucking. He was in Gattaca. He was in Grosse Point Blank. He did a lot of TV stuff. He was in North. One of my favorite appearances. So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah, that's mine. That's one of mine.
He played Tony precinct captain. What was his name? I never actually mentioned his name. I don't think.
Yeah, it was the captain.
He was actually uncredited in that movie. Like,
listen here, Paisan.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, the quotes from that, like, he just, if you've never seen So I Married an Axe Murderer, it's like a bit part, but he plays Tony's police captain, and Tony wants to, the typical, badass, captain that's gonna, yell at you until you're about to get fired and shit. The cliche of the police captain. But Alan Arkin's such a sweet guy, and he can't do it. He's just like very fucking just the nicest guy, and he's like trying to placate him and trying to act all tough and captain. And you call him a paisan. He's like, was that too far?
Yeah, by biting his fingers, that's too far.
Yeah. That scene is that movie's great on so many levels, but that little back and forth between them is fucking classic. Probably some of my favorite Alan Arkin stuff. But of course, he was in Loma's Sunshine. Great performance in that. He won the Oscar for that. I love that performance. Just the old grandpa.
The moves. I give her the moves.
Yeah, awesome grandpa. Like the lifestyle choice of turning 60 and saying "fuck it," I'm gonna do every fucking drug and party and fucking. I'm that's something to look for. Like when I turn 60, I'm gonna go, do the same thing the little Miss Sunshine
God
grandpa did. Just at that point, man, I don't have many years after that, so might as well go out with a bang. But yeah, Alan Arkin, truly one of the greats, man. A great character actor. Showed up anytime he showed up. He stole the scene he was in, even like little parts like that. So Hondo, man, what are your thoughts on the great Alan Arkin passing?
Oh man, I have to mention the great Glenn Ross.
Yes, good one.
So that movie, okay, like Al Pacino is amazing. He gets an Oscar nomination. That was the same year that Al Pacino won for Scent of a Woman.
Ooh-ah.
But to be
Ooh-ah.
honest, he should have won Best Supporting Actor for Glenn Ross because he's that good in that movie, and everybody brings it in that movie. Like it's like an all-star cast, and everybody performs out of their mind, including Alan Arkin. So like they're all real estate agents and they get pressured to make sales, and Ed Harris is just he's just a menace, and he's just giving Alan Arkin a hard time. And Alan Arkin is just great. He's really good in that movie. I mean, nobody's to be overlooked in that movie, but I definitely recommend that movie to anybody who wants to see some master class in acting. Yeah, and he's just really good. And then of course I love So I Married an Axe Murderer. Those two are great standout movies for him. Also, I was watching like a tribute to him, and there's a movie where is it Julianne? No, it's not Julie Andrews. What's her name? That not Natalie Wood. She plays I don't know. It's one of those famous actresses. I can't remember the name at the moment.
Movie or a newer movie?
It's 1967, I think.
Judy Garland?
Not Judy Garland. It's an Alan Arkin movie where he plays like a criminal, and they're menacing this blind woman, and the blind woman is played by the famous actress whose name I can't remember at the moment.
Was it Wait Until Dark?
Yes, Wait Until Dark. I saw like the tribute to that, and it really had me intrigued.
Yeah.
Like
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn. Yes.
Oh, how could you forget her voice?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Really, really.
Madam.
Yeah. So apparently, like Alan Arkin plays this creepy like criminal, and they're like break into her. She plays a blind woman, and apparently there's like a doll that's stuffed with heroin in her place, and these criminals break in, and they're just like giving her like so much trouble, and she got an Oscar nomination for it. But I was just watching scenes with Alan Arkin, and he just plays this creep, and he's just really good. So I've never seen that movie, but after watching the preview, I mean not the preview, but like the clips of it, I really want to see that movie now.
Yeah. He was great in Argo. He was fucking really good.
I loved him in Argo.
Yeah, he's probably
Argo, fuck
one of the best parts of that.
Argo, fuck yourself.
Argo, fuck yourself. Yeah, he's great in that.
I'm gonna make the best fake bad movie ever.
He's great in Slums of Beverly Hills. That was another good one he was in. Like these big parts, like he was in the Muppets movie, the Jason Segel one. He played the tour guide. Just that little scene was fucking great because he just had that deadpan, like perfect straight man. You know, just got that like very dry, super dry wit about him, and you know, even in like the most insanely weird, crazy situation, like you believe his character in any like weird situation it is because he's plays such an authentic person in any role he did, really. So yeah, Rick, what are some other highlights from Arkin you can remember?
Argo's one of the big ones. The one I think we haven't mentioned is he's the dad in Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I think like he said that he plays just like a good everyman. It just gets me after some shit happens. He hears a loud noise, fucking sees Edward just running down the fucking street. Hey, where you going, Ed? And, like, it's just like, yeah, exactly, right? No, it's just the way he delivers lines. The dad, the grandpa in Little Miss Sunshine. That's probably gonna be the role I'll remember him for the most.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite role of his. Yeah, like even though that scene, the Solar Commander Axe murder scene is great, he didn't have a big enough role to
enough role. Yeah, it's just he's done so much stuff. I think was he in Seven Psychopaths? I'm not sure. Now I'm trying to think about it with Rockwell, Sam Rockwell, and Christopher Walken. I know he was in a movie with Christopher Walken. I can't remember it.
Walken
with a bunch of older guys,
older guys. Yes, that's
Al
the one.
Pacino.
I think so. Yeah, he was like he was part of the old guys or something like that. It was just it was kind of like a comedy heist movie, but a bunch of older criminals doing something. I can't remember the name of the movie, but yeah, he's done so much, and he's gonna be missed, man. Yeah. You don't have his comedic timing. I think is some of the best. So yeah, he's gonna be missed. They're all gonna be missed, man. We're just not gonna be able to see any more new performances. We're just gonna have to live on watching the performances that they've had.
There's a lot. I'm looking at his IMDb. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen, so it's like cool. I get to experience these movies I've never seen before, and see these.
Let me see if I'm forgetting anything.
Yeah, he was in fucking Jerky Boys. He was in North.
He was in Jerky Boys, dude.
Forgot about
Jerky Boys. Wow.
He was in Jerky Boys, dude. Oh my god.
Grosse Point Blank. Gaddick.
Grosse Point Blank. I remember that very well.
Jacob the Liar. I remember that.
Oh yeah. Robbie Williams.
Yeah, he was really like he just he any scene he was in, even with a small role, he made it stand out for sure. So yeah, so what would you say top 3 Alan Arkin performances, Hondo?
Little Miss Sunshine, Glengarry Glen Ross, and So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Okay.
Yeah. Straight up.
Mr. Effort?
Oh man. Little Miss Sunshine, Argo, and I'm gonna throw one out there out of nowhere, Gattaca.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he was the have you seen Gattaca? Yeah, so he was the cop. He was the older cop paired with Ethan Hawke's brother, who was chasing him down. But he had a different perspective on everything because he's a lot older. He remembers things before they evolved into what they are at the moment. And I just thought that was always like he was giving you like a narrative from a past perspective. I really enjoyed.
I saw that on a field trip for science class.
No shit. That's a good.
Oh wow.
That's a good one. That's a good movie to go watch for science.
That class. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was one of the cooler field trips in high school. I would go Argo. I would go Little Miss Sunshine, and that just even though this role is small, that role and his delivery and humor in So I Married an Axe Murderer, you got to go with that, man.
It's the best.
All right, so R.I.P. to the Wolf, Arkin, Alan Wolf Arkin,
the coolest wolf. What the wolf? That's all you had to say.
That's the coolest middle name ever. Yeah, Alan Wolf Arkin. He could have went with Alan Wolf, but no, he went with Alan Arkin.
Isn't Alan Wolf somebody though? Woof.
Speaking of woofs, let's talk about Kraven the Hunter.
Oh man,
this trailer dropped last week. So this is part of the Sony Spider-Man verse, which is separate of the MCU movies. So anytime you see an association or anything with Marvel Studios, you get to, unless it's animated from Sony's side, nothing has really been good in my opinion. I thought the first Venom movie was kind of passable. If it was released in the 90s, it would have been okay. I didn't bother with the second one. I heard a lot of mixed things on that one. Then they had Morbius, Bo's favorite movie of 2022.
Really?
I think that might have been the might be the only one he saw in 2022. So I don't know. So we had Characterz the Hunter. This is, of course, Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's playing the Kraven the Hunter. This looks bad, man. This looks. He's getting his powers from Kitty Blood. I think it's the same plot as Catwoman. So this totally doesn't feel like the character from the comics. The character in the comics is a badass hunter, like big game hunter. He goes to New York to hunt down Spider-Man. Like that's his that's part of his history. This one is just I don't know, man. Well, it's hard to fucking like even talk about this fucking thing. But Hondo, what'd you think of this trailer when you saw it?
I mean, I don't mind Aaron Taylor Johnson. I appreciate that.
I think he's a miscast.
I appreciate that he put some muscle on, and he can play an action star, I guess, in some ways. But like, I wish they wouldn't have taken. I wish they would have given him an accent. Because Kraven the Hunter has an accent, right?
Mhm.
Like he's got a Russian accent.
He's Russian, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if this wasn't Kraven the Hunter, I guess it would be a pretty good, it looked like a pretty good action movie. Some of the action scenes look pretty cool, but yeah. I just don't see him as Kraven the Hunter, and it looks
Kraven.
like
it's Kraven in name only. Really feels like.
I
like Russell Crowe. Like if they would have just made Russell Crowe Kraven, like old school Kraven,
that could have been good. That probably could have worked.
Like
but
I see him more of a Kraven type than him. Like Kraven's always was a little older. But trying to What do you think?
Well, first the question, because Alex said they didn't go with the Russian accent. I just thought about it. Alex, you think they probably didn't, or maybe he didn't want to because he already kind of had one when he played Quicksilver?
A little bit. He had like the Eastern European.
Because he would have been that Eastern European kind of accent, the Slavic. And I think the fact that maybe he did that he probably didn't want to do that. I'm just saying, Popsy, if that's it. Well, with that said, this is funny as fuck, bro. This is funny as fuck.
The fucking line, the blood.
That's okay. Look, for a second, I was like, oh, okay, this is something. All right, okay, I'm gonna hunt my dad now. All right, what the fuck? And then the cat blood. I was like, that's how he gets powers. So we're gonna give Kraven powers. I thought he was just really bad. I thought he was just a really badass hunter.
The comic, he's just a
really badass hunter.
Well, he has a little bit of superhuman abilities because he takes a potion in the comic books. He takes a potion.
Right.
Okay,
it's like Black Panther, like
doesn't like Calypso give him the power or something like that?
The thing is, I understand that for the comic, Alex, but they can't do that now because Black Panther's already probably been established like that. The movie-going cinema, they're gonna be like, you can't do that. Oh my god, like in a comic book, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. This is how they get past it. But there's a way they probably could have gave him powers without it just being cat blood.
So cheese.
It's just so fucking, dude. Like you said, Catwoman. You guys ignored one of the fucking cardinal things that make another bad movie. Don't do what other bad movies do. Oh, we can do it better.
Learn from the mistakes.
Learn from other people's mistakes. This looks bad, dude. I mean, look, Morbius looked. It had some cool CG when it came to a transformation. That's about. I'd never seen the movie. That's all I got from the trailer. Looked okay, but that's about. Yeah. I like the way he looked. I like the way Morbius looked. That's about the only thing I could take away from Morbius. Like the. It looks good for what what they're trying to do with the Marvel cinema. Shit movie. You can't rely. This is one thing that Harloff said. I've been listening to Christian Harloff lately a lot more, and he said what happens with movies now is they fucking throw so much CG and all this shit that they don't fucking worry about story. Story is number one. Story is always number one.
Bad CG if you haven't tell a good story, like The Flash. Yeah. There's a lot of bad CG,
but it's a great story.
I did like they put Calypso. She's in the trailer. She was a big part of his history. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't like what they're like trying to. I don't like the fact that they're using these villains and turning them to heroes and
the anti-heroes. Turning them into anti-heroes. No, they're fucking villains.
I want bad guys. I want the bad guys. Like you're, like I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing with their Spider-Verse. Stop doing it. Stop doing this. I hope Sony, Disney just buys fucking Sony and buys the Spider-Man rights back. But I don't think it's too much. They make too much money. That's the only thing Sony has really movie wise. So they're gonna keep that as long as they fucking can. And they're gonna milk. Yeah, but it's not making the $1 billion.
It's not making. Yeah, but that's just
making $1 billion. The Spider-Man.
Did Morbius make money?
No. It
okay.
bombed
Okay. Just making sure.
Bombed pretty bad.
This needs to bomb to tell them not to make.
But
can make animated.
The Venom movies make money. That's why they're currently filming a third
Venom
one.
2 made money?
Yeah.
Wow. That was shit. Venom 1 was okay.
Yeah, even still, I'm just like...
Bad casting.
So Morbius made $167 million worldwide, which is...
Wow.
Which is not good.
They didn't cover their costs.
No, not even like that. Probably won't even cover the fucking advertising budget, really. So yeah, it's just.
He's gonna get angry with me in a second.
Strike. Well, you can take his blood. And in contrast, Venom 2 made $506 million, so it made $500 million. So that's why they're making more of those because they're cheap to make. They don't
make a Venom movie then. Don't make a.
Well, they are. They're making Venom. They're making a third one.
Yeah, well, stop making fucking Kraven and Morbius. Because what's the next thing they're gonna make? Oh, Madam Web, but that's animated, right?
Some of that, no, it's gonna be live action. Some of it, like some of what I've seen, looks kind of interesting, but still, it's
it may look interesting, but when a studio is constantly pumping out shit, and this is the problem with DC, but they're not pumping out shit. It's just not being received well. They're pumping out pretty good. They're good movies. Black Adam was shit.
Yeah, there was nuggets of coolness in it, like, but yeah, in like Shazam, there was some like cool. Like I like Shazam. I have issues with the main star of the movies, but Venom made fucking 156 million. So the first Venom movie. So yeah, they're gonna pump those out as much as they can.
Let's be honest. The last good comic book movies that actually made any sense and were cohesive was fucking the Infinity Saga. That's it. Everything after that, we don't know where it's going to, and they're changing plans a lot. They're scrambling.
They're panicking. They're making the mistakes that DC made. After Man of Steel, after they tried to make so many changes to Batman vs Superman, then they made a bunch of changes to Justice League, and then they kind of ruined the ill will from with a lot of fans.
Yeah, look, so Sony's fucked because they don't even make good movies, and this next phase of Marvel is really bad, dude. They're panicking. I don't know. The one thing I like about DC right now is that they have a plan.
Yeah, at least there's a plan going.
There's a plan, and there's story. There's people who are there's story people involved. People who are telling stories, not directing movies. Yeah. They're telling stories, and that's what directing is.
And what was the last great Marvel movie? Guardians.
Who was it? James Gunn.
Yeah. So people. Yeah. And all right. I guess.
Yeah, but
I think we talked
about doing shit. Sony's not doing shit.
Let's talk about some positive stuff. Yeah, Kraven's
trash, dude.
Once I hear it's like awesome, like from trusted sources, I ain't fucking with it.
I guarantee there'll only be one thing that'll probably get you to go, Ray. There'll be some kind of end credit that we're going to be interested in, and that's it. And it's not going to get me to go. I'll wait to see a clip.
Post credit in Morbius, they fucked up. They it made no sense. They try to like shoehorn it into to make sense.
Expect that to happen in Kraven.
I just watch it. I'll watch.
You know what they're going to do? Imagine they give you an Andrew Garfield fucking. Just imagine that, guys. They give you an Andrew Garfield cameo.
Yeah.
Would you go after that? Let me see the shit movie just to see Andrew Garfield come out.
I would just watch the clip online. Somebody's going to post it. Huh?
Yeah, somebody's going to post it.
All right. So,
speaking of him.
Speaking of Spider-Man. Thumbs up, hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. We love comics, we love toys, we love movies. So yeah, come join us for our shenanigans every week. Hopefully, we missed a couple weeks. It's been kind of crazy, but I think we're back on a regular schedule now. Like we'll try not to miss too much. But like, subscribe, join the Facebook group. Instagram, we're on there, but I post, but we don't really post on the Instagram channel. We need to start doing we need to start working on YouTube Shorts because apparently that's how you get nowadays. So we need to start doing that too. Yeah, so we can. If you have any ideas, please let's start doing those. Like a little 30-minute 30-second clips.
I'll do all my hate against Snyder people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we got some stuff to talk about that. Yes. Snyder fucks need to calm the fuck down, man.
Yeah.
I love Snyder and all, but you need to calm.
I like Snyder too, but relax.
Relax. All right.
Relax.
So we got the big casting this week. Superman and Lois have been cast. I saw Pearl a couple months ago, and I as soon as I saw it, I texted Rick, "Hey, this kid could play Superman." And this is before he was like being heralded as the guy everyone was talking about. So
that's very true, guys.
I was before the internet picked up on this. What was it? I already forgot. David Corenswet. Has been cast as Superman, and Rachel Brosnahan has been cast as Lois Lane, which I think is perfect Lois Lane casting. If you haven't seen Marvelous Miss Maisel, that show's amazing. It's really good. The final season just dropped, and like I never really thought of her as a Lois cast, but as soon as somebody said it, I was like, oh, that's fucking perfect. She has that chutzpah, she has that spunk that Lois Lane has. I think I like Amy Adams, but she didn't really capture that for me.
She's not
like Margot Kidder, like that kind of like that spunk. She's a badass. She's a smart, clever, and gorgeous. She's a babe. So perfect casting for that. Corenswet. I just saw something in the kid when I saw him in Pearl. I was like, I could see something, and people were like, oh, he looks like Tom Welling, he looks like Cavill, he looks like. Yeah, because why? You know what? How they cast Superman? They cast black-haired, blue-eyed, square-jawed guys. They all look alike. That's the fucking Superman type. So we got Corenswet as Superman. Lois Lane's cast. So first, let's talk about the casting of Corenswet. Is that how you pronounce his name? Corenswet.
David Corenswet. Yeah, David Corenswet.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that casting first. I'm excited about this. Hondo, what do you think of this casting? Have you seen Pearl yet at all?
First, is that a picture of him?
Yeah, that's a fan art of him in the suit.
Which one is Pearl? Is that
the sequel to
Pearl's a sequel, the one that goes back in time more.
Yeah.
What's the one where they film like they're filming like a porn or something?
Yeah, that's X.
That's X.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pearl's a prequel to X.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a film projector kid in it. Okay.
All right.
Check it out. X is really good. Pearl
is really good.
Pearl, I like Pearl. It's not as good as X for sure.
That's for damn sure. Yeah.
But I like Mia Goth in it. She's fucking good. So what do you think of this casting? Just kind of based on looks. You haven't really seen him act, but
he looks like the love child of Tom Welling and Henry Cavill, and I like this relatively newcomer.
I like that. Yeah,
I heard he's like 6'4", which is cool.
Yeah,
which is like I want my Superman to be
tall.
Imposing. Tall,
more imposing, and people were complaining like, "Oh, you see screenshots of Henry Cavill like testing the super suit. He was all like skinny and shit. He wasn't bulked out. This kid has a year or two to like bulk up and like.
Oh yeah, just give him some protein and
Oh, dude, they'll give him a trainer. That's go lucky to get trainers, man.
Yeah.
Trainer, dietitian. They're gonna give him everything to get to where he needs to be.
The good steroids that Brad Pitt took for Troy.
if you saw Chris Pratt, if Chris Pratt was able to fucking go from Park and Rec to fucking taking his shirt off and shit like that, and a fucking badass physique, he can do it too.
Parks and Rec.
Even Simon Pegg.
Simon, no fucking what was his
Simon
name?
Pegg got bulked out in
Kumail Nanjiani. He fucking.
Oh yeah, him too.
He bulked up, man. They're fucking Eternals.
I'm just fucking seeing. There's some TMZ photos of like him at the beach, and apparently he's packing heat.
Oh damn!
he's packing some heat. He's in some shorts, so they're gonna have to put some extra trunks on his ass for that. But yeah,
he doesn't have a fucking. He's just fucking just. He's like his character from fucking Silicon Valley and shit. Just hella happy to be there.
Yeah, Hano made a good point about I like the fact it's kind of an unknown. It's hard to put like somebody famous in that role because you want that person that kind of embody that character. So what do you think of effort?
the first thing I told you when you showed me that picture, I was just like, blood. That's exactly what I said, Hondo. That's Kevel and Welling. That's why I asked you. I was like, show me a picture again. Oh, because it looks like fucking Tom Welling from fucking. It's Tom. No, well, not
But
that
it looks
one.
like Cavill too.
It looks like, you know who he also looks like? It looks like,
looks like
the
Andrew
guy who played
Garfield.
Jigsaw. The guy who played Jigsaw in
Kind of, yeah. I
the
can see
Punisher series.
I can see that vibe for sure.
Dominic, what's his name?
No. The Netflix series.
Oh,
Benjamin Barnes.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got
okay.
a little Andrew Garfield vibe too.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but you know, when you said it, I was just I don't know, man. I don't know if, but you're right. That's the type. That's what the character looks like, and he does look like he's a Superman. Like,
Yeah.
There's been people that they've read for it, and I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, I've always liked Matt Bomber, but he's too fucking short.
Yeah.
Like, he's
He
not
would've been-
tall.
Yeah, he would have been a good Superman.
Superboy, like a good
Yeah.
Superboy.
But yeah, like I want my Superman to be imposing. He needs to be like
He needs to be a big fuck. And dude, Corenswet's huge. Like when you see him as a projectionist in Pearl, he's a big fucking dude.
yeah.
In the alleyway scene, so you can definitely tell that he's like he's imposing. And I it's gonna take me a while. I need to see a performance. I like the casting now, but I'm not as excited as the Rachel Brosnahan when
Yeah.
they announced her.
yes.
Yeah, let's talk about her, man. Have you
Yeah.
guys watched?
That's the one where I'm excited.
Have you guys watched Marvelous Miss Maisel at all?
No,
Okay.
I've seen the first season.
You should watch it. It's a good fucking
It's
show,
good.
man. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the commercials because you leave it on your Fire Stick for long enough, it comes up. It'll show like a little scene. Dude, she fucking looks.
She looks like Lois.
She looks like she's the Lois Lane. Like she'd be fucking like a reporter who's willing to get into behind enemy lines to do whatever. She's like I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get the story reporter.
Yeah. And
no danger.
She has the chutzpah, man. She has
Yeah.
that chutzpah that Lois needs to have. That like very plucky, getting the shit. But very
Moxie.
like. She had moxie. There you go.
She
That's a
got
good word.
moxie.
Moxie.
She's a really, really good actress too,
Yeah.
man. Like
won some
she's-
Emmy for
so good.
Yeah, and she's fucking gorgeous. She's fucking beautiful, man.
I think they nailed the look for Lois right there.
Yeah.
Remember, Ray? Who'd you say a while back? Who was the girl from Cruel Intentions that she would have been?
Oh,
I can't remember her name now.
yeah, she was fan casted for a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
Selma Blair.
Selma Blair, yeah, she
Selma
would've been
Blair.
Lois in
She
the
has
90s.
she has like not like Selma Blair was just like fucking model gorgeous. She's just like American Pie, Girl Next Door, Lois Lane kind of. She's not like a Mary Jane, you know, bombshell.
Yeah. I'm super excited about this casting, man. I think, and having the guy I kind of pick. It's always nice to get a little victory, like just like when you picked Blue Beetle. You got I got one, you got one. Hondo, you need to get one, man. Come on, Give some bold prediction. Make some bold prediction for later on.
You make a bold here. How about this one? Now, so we've talked about Rachel. We've talked about David Corenswet. There's one role that needs to get cast now.
Luther, that's what I want to talk about next. I want to talk about like villains. Who do we cast? The big unknown for Superman. I like, but I don't mind a known actor for like Lex and the villains and stuff. That's where you put your star power in the villains. So Nicholas Hoult has been like the front runner for a lot of people for Lex. I heard the Skarsgårds are being considered. Both the brothers. So there's a bunch of rumors, and all right, let's talk about the casting of Lex too. What do you think, Effort?
Well, after seeing John Wick 4, I don't know if I want what's his name? That's Alex? No, that's Bill.
Bill Skarsgård is Pennywise, yeah.
Yeah, Bill. So I'm not sure how he would look like bald.
Yeah.
I don't want
Alex would probably look
that's
more
yes.
I could imagine him in like a fucking suit and bald head and just kind of. Well, yeah, I think he would play a badass Lex Luthor.
He
He's
would
already
play
Alex already.
He would play a badass Lex Luthor, dude, like straight up.
You saw the
Lex
Northman.
Luthor would be good. Huh?
Have you seen the Northman yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, you got to watch the Northman,
Yeah.
man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right up your alley, Rick.
Yeah, see, I gotta see, dude. Trust me, I got a lot of shit to show.
Yeah,
But
Goonies, man.
yeah, I
That's
think
that's a solicited Rick pick.
The
I
only
think he'd be
thing
the great
though,
one, dude.
the
What's
only
up?
thing with the SARS guards though is they're both like tall, physically imposing specimens, and Lex Luthor isn't like
That big.
they. Yeah, he's not
He's a
supposed to
dude.
be big. He's supposed to be small in comparison
Lex.
to Superman. You
okay.
know, that's
Makes
like
sense.
casting Eric Bana, who's 6'5", as
It depends. Like he's portrayed
Bruce
pretty,
Banner. You know,
and Lex Luthor's been portrayed tall before. Like he's in like Michael Rosenbaum was like almost the same height as Clark.
He's the best Lex to me, up to date.
Confirmed by James Gunn.
Yep.
Let me see.
We got same taste, me and him.
That was good. That was good.
Now here come the fucking Snyder fans. He's got the same taste in children. Oh my god, fucking Snyder bitches.
In the comic, Luthor's 6'2".
So he's just a little bit shorter.
Yeah, he's a little bit.
The big one though,
Yeah,
Alex Starter might fucking tower over Corenswet.
Yeah,
I don't know how tall he is.
He always looks like he's towering over because Superman always flies a little bit above Luthor just to piss him off. Like, yeah, so yeah, Luthor's been always like pretty. He's a pretty imposing guy, like fucking just on his own. That's why he kind of pissed off that Superman kind of takes his thunder in Metropolis. But yeah, Superman.
He's 6, dude. So he'd be if they were to cast Alexander Skarsgård, he's 6'4", so he'd be the same height as
Superman.
Superman. If they were to cast Bill,
Bill's pretty tall too, man.
Oh wow, they're both 6'4".
Yeah,
they're both 6'4".
Yeah,
I'd hate for my brothers to be the same height as me. I've got shit on them now.
So who would you cast, Hondo? If you got your
oh man, I
no Bryan Cranston. Even Bryan Cranston said it was a lazy fan casting him as Lex Luthor. I found that hilarious.
Yeah,
that's just shit because he fucking dissing on his own acting ability then by doing that.
Well, he's a good enough actor, but yeah, I don't know. I some unknown. I don't know. Yeah, like I can't think of anybody right now who would make a good Lex Luthor.
I like Nicholas Hoult. I don't know if I like totally buy him as Luthor. Like he would do good, but I want to like a man. Like Nicholas Hoult has he's too boyish for me. He's too like young looking. Like I want it. Like Luthor needs to be like the fucking like the dude, you know.
About a Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Remember the movie About a Boy with Hugh Grant?
Yeah, that's
when he
Nicholas
was
Hoult.
a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. Nicholas Hoult is a good actor, though. I like him.
Yeah.
He's come up. Yeah. I have to think about that one. I don't know. Maybe somebody from Game of Thrones.
I got one for you. And he can play 2 characters. He's already in DC right now. But it's not connected. How about Colin Farrell as fucking Lex Luthor?
Ooh.
That's not bad.
Not bad. Well, yeah, it's not bad. I can see that.
Colin Farrell is on
Bullseye,
fire, man.
Colin Farrell's
he looks good bald. We saw him as Bullseye, so he looks good. He has the bald head. So
he's a good actor, man.
He's a great actor, dude.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's just to me. That's a shout out of the dark. I was just like, all right, you know what? How about him? Because what I'm looking more business.
It's some firepower. Yeah.
It needs to be more of a business style. John Hamm, like
that wouldn't be bad. That's not bad too. Yeah, I want like a he has to be a business
looking person. You know,
I don't want the twitchy fucking Jesse Eisenberg that we got in fucking
fucking techie. I don't want a techie business.
Yeah,
you know, I want a fucking legit business.
I was not a fan.
I want him showing up in a fucking turtleneck, a fucking sweater vest.
I was not a fan of that. Let's see. Any of the the Skarsgårds are big. I'm trying to see if there's any.
You know who I really like is what's his name? He's the guy from The Americans, and he's in the Perry Mason show.
Oh,
the new one.
I know who you're talking about, dude.
He has a stoic look, and he has like just because I'm thinking about the Americans.
Matthew Rise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was one of my dark horse picks to play Doctor Doom because
Interesting.
because I've seen him. If you guys see the American, then you'll know why I think so, because he's really good in that show, and I talk about that show.
I seen him in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. He made me cry, man.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's where I remember him from. He's a good actor. He's a good actor. I think
could play it. He could play a Lex Luthor. Like he's from the Americans. He's like
look at up.
Jamie
yeah, Bradley Cooper is rumored.
No,
can't really see it. Can't really picture that.
I heard Bradley Cooper's going to play Batman.
No,
that was a rumor.
That's thank God. No,
yeah, he's too smiley for Batman.
Yeah, he has too much. I could see him as a villain. He'd make a great Two-Face.
All right, so the big rumor too is Brainiac is supposed to be the villain of one of the major villains of the movie. So
Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult
is Brainiac. I kind of like. I think we talked about this a few months ago, but I think Batista would be good.
Oh yeah, Batista would be great one too.
I just imagine him with the things and just kind of being like super robotic and shit.
How about Lex Luthor? Jude Law.
Ooh, that's not bad. Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Jude Law's not bad.
Jude Law.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not bringing Bruce Willis out of retirement, man. I would love that. That would have been a great casting back in the day. Fucking Bruce
Jude
Willis.
Law's not bad. Who would you cast as a Brainiac? Onto
what's his name? The young guy from Dune.
Ooh, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Go Brainiac 5 on him?
Brainiac 5. That'd be sick. Yeah, that's a great cast, Hondo, right there. He'd be a great Brainiac 5. I don't know about the fucking Brainiac, but fucking, what was it? Legion of Superheroes?
Yeah.
Or, but it'd be too much Vision, right? Like, what's his name who played Vision?
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany?
Yeah,
as Brainiac?
Yeah, if he wasn't Vision, that would be perfect casting.
Right, but then he'll be too much like Vision, right?
Yeah,
like
the same exact.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be a great casting, though.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? James Spader as Brainiac.
No, yeah, because of Ultron.
Ultron, right? Same thing.
Have Schwarzenegger do it.
Yeah, no, I'll go with Timothy. What's his name?
Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, so that's more Brainiac 5 to me.
Timothy Oliphant. No, I'm just playing Timothy.
Actually, that's not bad. I can see that. Yeah, he'd be a good Lex, actually.
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a bad Lex.
He's a good actor too. Yeah,
he's a great actor.
I like when he plays a villain too. Like I like his he's great.
Oh, what's his name? Boyd, the Corinthian.
Oh, Boyd Halbrook.
Yeah.
He could play. That's not a bad Lex, actually. Too.
That's not a bad Lex, right?
Great Lex.
He's just like, because like we're loving him right now, right? Like,
yeah, that's actually a good shot. I kind of like that casting. Yeah, no one's talked about that one. Yeah, I can see him playing that. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
throw him out there, viewers. What do you think, Lori?
He can play several superheroes. He can fucking
the Corinthian.
Did you finish Sandman?
Not yet.
No. Okay.
Damn it! You need to see Sandman and
I got a lot of
the Northman
and Marvelous Miss Maisel. Those are your homework assignments.
God damn.
But I'm digging this casting. Like we said earlier, the Snyder boys need to fucking calm the fuck down. Let this happen.
Super calm down. I'm boycotting this. All right, for you, Spartacus.
That Man of Steel is a masterpiece. I love that movie so much. But they need to get over it. It's not going back. They're not going to go back to Snyderverse. Right. It's pretty much the nail in the coffin. Flash making no money and bombing hard is definitely the nail in the coffin for the Snyderverse. Aquaman 2 is probably going to bomb hard too. I'm hoping people give Blue Beetle because it
has nothing to do with their universe.
Yeah, they need to fucking don't even take the DC off of it because DC has a stench right now on their cinema. They need to take that shit off. They need to just market it as a fucking fun movie, but I'm very worried about people are just hating to hate now.
So
People
one
that
thing,
are not even watching these movies and hating them, like they're not even watching The Flash
just
and like
because of hate.
and like that like it's bombing hard, so it's not it's a fun movie. I don't people like everyone I saw the movie and I talked to about the movie, I had a good time with it, but people are on the internet, they see the headlines and they fucking go with that. And the Snyder boys fucking like sending fucking review bombing shit and like fucking just like sending all this shit and trying to fucking sabotage all these things.
People
You
are
guys
literally trying to sabotage shit, dude.
need to get over it. It's not going to happen. Stop trying to make fetch a thing. It's not going to fucking nothing's going to.
They're saying fire James Gunn, restore the Snyderverse. Like,
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. They've been systematically not doing that, like dismantling the whole Snyderverse from.
They gotta reset. They gotta do like the comic books do.
I want to
reset.
This is pretty much it. This is their crisis. We're going into the fucking new age.
Even though I love Gal Gadot, and I didn't mind Ezra Miller, and they need to reset everything. They need to reset, recast everything, restart from scratch. Superman, like Blue, I like Blue Beetle will be in the first silo.
They said that's not the first movie. It's the first character.
Yeah.
So Sholo is going to be coming back as fucking Blue Beetle.
Well, hopefully
Hopefully it does well.
Yeah, I hope people give that movie a chance, man. I'm really worried about.
Yeah, well,
I'm really
no.
Hopefully it makes a profit. Hopefully it's well received. DC needs a fucking win, man. They need a win because they've taken some lumps, man, recently. And even the good one, like the good movie, like the Suicide Squad was awesome, but
Suicide Squad was awesome,
but it bombed. It didn't make any
because James Gunn haters. There's a lot of those too, and now they're fucking uniting forces with the Snyder babies.
Yeah,
it's dude. I look at the news and I'm like, all right, I'm wondering what are these fuckers saying, because it's funny. Anytime James Gunn's name is mentioned, they're fucking they're triggered. They are so fucking triggered, dude.
Yeah, and James Gunn is not making it easy because he's responding to all these assholes. Like,
I fucking love it though. I love his part though.
It's gonna fucking I don't know, man.
Backfire.
I think it's gonna backfire, man. So hopefully,
dude, you're not gonna change a person's mind who's just hating for no apparent fucking reason, because they're fucking whiny babies and they were never told no.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on over there? When we lose Honda?
I'm excited about the casting. I want to see what's next. I can't wait to see a trailer. We gotta wait till 2025.
I want to hear all the casting for everything now.
Yeah,
because they got Muschietti doing Brave and Bold now, right?
And then apparently Swamp Thing is happening too.
James Mangold really wants that.
Bill Skarsgård is rumored for Swamp Thing too. That's I read that one. So
he's going to be Dr. Alec Holland. That's going to be sick.
That's the rumor. Yeah, that's
that'd be sick. I could see him as Dr. Holland.
Yeah, I would love for him to do a role where he doesn't have to put on a face. Like that was so cool about John Wick. You actually get to see him act. I think he's a great actor, man.
He's a great actor. Yeah, the whole family's talented, man.
yeah, from pops down. Yeah, really. So I'm excited, man. This is I think he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do right by Superman. I think this is gonna be like it's not gonna be like Guardians. It's not gonna be all goofy and humor and with pop songs.
And that's everybody's getting mad at that. They're like, dude, he knows the tone of the fucking movie. He reads comic books. Everything has a different tone. Fucking relax.
Yeah, you can do that shit with Suicide Squad. You can do that shit with Guardians, but he knows like you can't do that with Superman. It's gonna have a score. You might get a pop song in there, just like fucking some little funny scene. There'll be some humor, but there's humor in the comics. There's humor in the TV shows. There's that's a good movie should bring all the emotions. You should be thrilled. You should be scared. You should laugh. You should you're gonna have all that. So I think he's gonna do right. Trunks or no trunks on Superman?
No trunks.
No trunks?
No trunks.
Trunks, but in the right way. Just make them look
I don't
cool.
know how they would do that though, like a seamless with just a coloring pattern, because that would be weird.
I do like I do like the trunks because it does kind of like the color kind of breaks the color, kind of stands out a little bit more. So
give him a bigger belt. Give him a slightly bigger belt.
A fucking championship belt.
That'd be sick. Fucking flying around with the Superman
WWE belt.
WWE Championship belt. No, not the WWE, AEW belt. Okay. Let's give him a good belt. No, not the big W. Fucking
All
Walmart
right.
belt.
So excited! We gotta wait a couple years to fucking see this, but yeah, I'm can't wait to see that first trailer, man. I want to see him in the suit. It's gonna be epic for sure. We might get some more casting at San Diego Comic-Con because Marvel's not gonna show up at San Diego. So this is the time for DC to like make some. Maybe we'll see some big announcements, like who's being cast as Batman, who's being cast as, the villains, who's what's. So we might get some big things. If DC is smart, they need a win. They need to get some good buzz going. So hopefully they take that Marvel not being at San Diego and take over the momentum. They get to play with the narrative that week. That'd be a smart thing for them to do because they need some wins, man. They're taking L's right now. So. All right. Let's go to the big topic this week. We saw this the other night. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So yeah, this is the fifth, supposedly final Indiana Jones. So let's see. We'll talk a little bit non-spoilers, but then jump right into spoilers. So Dial of Destiny. Harrison Ford's back. We got Phoebe Waller-Bridges, Boyd Holbrook we just talked about. Mads Mikkelsen coming in as the villain. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought it was what I wanted was a fun Indiana Jones adventure, and I pretty much got that. There's some questionable things I'm still kind of marinating on. We'll talk about that in the spoiler review. But yeah, a lot of people are hating on this one too because there's a female sidekick. Like, yeah, there's been female sidekicks in like every fucking Indiana Jones movie. What the fuck are you talking about?
They're fucking stupid, yeah, man.
There's this insult fucking man babies that hate women, and anything that a woman does, they got to shit on because they haven't got laid yet. So there's a lot of fucking So, no one's gonna fuck you with that attitude, buddy. So I had a good time with it. I had fun with it. I definitely want to go check it out again. But we'll talk more in the spoilers. But overall, I thought it was a fun movie. A couple things I had some issues with, but not major. Will ruin the experience for me. Hondo, would you non-spoiler? What'd you think of the movie?
I thought it was good. It was satisfactory. I'll give it a satisfactory rating. There were some throwbacks that I really made the movie a little bit better for me, and it was good. It was satisfactory. That's what I'll give it. Yeah, without spoiling anything.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Effort?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was it wasn't what I expected. Thank God. Remember, I was going in thinking this was gonna be the Last Jedi all over again. I was like, oh God, fucking like, Ryan O'Neal, oh God, oh man, oh God. I was scared to go in there to fucking watch that. I didn't want my childhood ruined.
Yeah.
They fucked it over with one character. I didn't want to do it again. But I enjoyed the movie, man.
Yeah.
It's above Crystal Skulls. Crystal Skulls I felt was satisfactory.
Yeah.
This is above Crystal Skulls for me.
Yeah,
I had problems with the two, but that's why it's not above the other three.
Yeah. The three are pretty damn good, but there's nothing. I'd still probably rank Crystal Skull above this because just the fact that Spielberg and Lucas, that little thing of Spielberg and Lucas being involved, I kind of felt it missing a little bit in this movie. And that little spark of them too, even though it's not the best one, but it's that little spark of Spielberg and Lucas missing,
adventure
hampers it a little bit for me. But I think Mangold did a good job with this movie. All right, so yeah, let's jump into spoilers. 59 minutes. We're gonna jump into spoilers. Oops, where's my band?
6, 5, 4, 3,
spoilers.
2,
All right, spoilers.
1.
The Dial of Destiny. Yeah, this is time travel, man. This is one thing we didn't fucking. I kind of heard the rumors of this. It's going to involve time travel, and that's kind of one of the things. People are like that third act is really divisive on people, but we'll talk about that. So let's start off. Let's start off talking about the opening. We kind of it's pretty much the end of another Indiana Jones adventure. Basically, he's on the search for the Spear of Destiny, and of course, the spear that stabbed Christ, killed Christ on the when he was on the cross. So it feels like we're at the end of an adventure. I actually dug the flashback. It feels, back in, we heard stories of him, Indian World War II. So we actually get to see him in the middle of World War II, killing a bunch of Nazis. That was one of the issues in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Like, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't murder any Nazis. So he murdered a shitload of Nazis in this one. So it was a good time seeing Indy kill Nazis. One of the greatest, history's greatest villains. The de-aging was a little wonky at some parts, but it didn't look too bad. I've seen worse de-aging. It was a little wonky, like when he was like trying to talk. It was cool that they kept it in the shadow, but when you saw him talking, it was a little wonky. They're not quite there yet, but it was still, not bad. I've seen worse de-aging for sure. Rick, you want to say something?
Yeah, why do they still go with the de-aging and not do deep fakes?
I don't understand that. Yeah, it looks so much better. I don't understand.
The deep faking looks better than
Like
the de-aging.
What's
Deep
that?
faking, what they do is they pattern, they take certain points in the face of like the image, so like of a young Harrison Ford, and they just pin them to his. So when he's talking, it's pretty much like a younger Harrison Ford talking. All they got to do, they have to just clean it up in certain areas.
Mhm.
But I think that would be fucking less expensive
like
than whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, because like Luke looked a lot better in Book of Boba
The
Fett.
deep fake.
They went with deep fake than they did in the season 2 finale. But Hondo, what do you think of this opening sequence? We get the kind of well, it's like basically the end of a Indiana Jones movie. The last it's like 25 minutes set back in the World War II. What do you think of this sequence?
You mean the beginning where they de-age him?
The whole opening, the whole first 25 minutes.
I like the action in it, and I thought that was very cool. The whole train scene where they're like stumbling on the train, and it actually sucked me in pretty good. It was actually pretty good. Yeah. Hey, hold on one sec. I'll be right back, guys.
All right. He's out of here. All right, so yeah, what do you think of the opening sequence?
Thought it was a little long for opening sequences. I'm not sure. It was like 25 minutes, you said? It was a little. It was just a little bit much. I thought they could have did a little bit less to get what they wanted to get across. I don't feel.
I can see that. I think they could have trimmed down some of the other stuff in there. Some of the
There's a lot of stuff that could have got trimmed down.
Yeah, I think this movie did not need to be 2.5 hours long. This could have been 2 hours long easily, and been a little tighter.
Could have been like 205, 210.
Yeah, they could have
about 25 minutes. They could have cut out.
a couple of action scenes. They could have trimmed down a little bit. The boat scene, I didn't really need the boat. Like they could have trimmed that down a lot too. So I think they definitely could. They could have trimmed some stuff. But yeah, but you thought it was a little too long. What'd you think of the action and stuff?
Action was great. I mean, Mango's a great action. You know what the whole thing is though? It felt more action than adventure. Like you said, how you're missing Lucas and Spielberg. I think they're different. They give a sense of adventure when it comes to all this shit and a sense of fun.
Sense of wonder.
This is more danger, stakes. It's cool, but it's all right. That's about probably like one of the few things that I had an issue with. Just it felt a little long.
Yeah.
Because usually we get to think of every movie, Raiders, that opening sequence with him with the boulder taking stuff out, escaping in the fucking plane. Then you look at Temple of Doom, the Club Obi-Wan and him escaping in the plane. Those sequences are maybe about 13, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
20
and then
minutes?
Last Crusade, you get the adventure with
when he's fucking getting to cross a Coronado and taking it back to his dad. that all that sequence, even when they cut to the future, you know, it fits that opening adventure. It's about like 15-20 minutes just to give it. Just this felt like, I guess because they were trying to establish characters, they were trying to establish too many characters early in the movie. Like,
and Dan Morrell pointed this out. This is the exact same plot as Force Awakens, as Harrison Ford. He's estranged from Leia because their son, something happened with his son. It's the same exact fucking plot as Force Awakens.
damn.
No one fucking pointed that out. Like, this is a little too similar to Han Solo's. Where Han Solo's at in the.
Oh man, fucking Solo and Indian. I mean, they're played by the same actor, but why do they have the same fucking shit happening?
Yeah, right. Until you pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah.
And they both. Well, instead, fucking Kylo dies. Oh no, I mean Han dies, but
yeah,
Mutt dies.
So yeah, we get to see Indy, and it takes place in 1969. We just came back from the moon, allegedly, and there's a parade going on at the same time. We get to meet Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, Helena Shaw. What do you think of Helena in this? A lot of people are kind of bitching about her too in this. I thought she was great. I thought she was fine. She was kind of an antithesis of Indy, as you know.
That's the thing. That's the part I didn't like. I didn't like her. She's pretty much she's a grave robber. What he's being accused of all the time of, he's fucking Dr. Jones. It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, fortune and glory.
Yeah, but she's about the buck. She'll sell it, and that's one part I didn't like, because it's like people who are associated with Jones, I think would be like more inclined to think like him. Because
you remember he started off kind of like that, like in Temple of Doom, because that's the first movie in the, he was going for fortune and glory, and then he kind of learned like, oh no, there's more to life than that.
True.
He kind of learned that lesson over the movies. Like, it's not about fortune and glory.
So this is her Temple of Doom almost.
Yeah, like it's about preserving history. It's about telling these tales and preserving history for for the future. So kind of that's what it kind of is. So overall, what do you think? So what do you think of her overall though?
She was good. She was great. Yeah. I could see them doing a spin-off with her. It would it would be good. I'd go fucking check it out. They got another person who's gonna carry on fucking adventures.
I wouldn't mind seeing like her and fucking Short Round team up.
Her.
I wish they had time to fucking shoot a fucking Short Round cameo in this, man. Just throw him in there at some point at the end or something. It would have been cool to see him in there. I dug her. I like Mads Mikkelsen's villain.
He's fucking great.
That's one of my issues too. I need a little more of him. I needed more of him being a villain,
He wasn't a fucking soldier. He was a scientist.
Yeah, but just a little bit more. I need more of him. Like he didn't have enough, like to really establish like more. I needed like at least one more scene with him, just being him. Just kind of being the villain. Like maybe talking about his plan, like how he's gonna like do what. Basically, how he's gonna basically how he would take over the world and go against Hitler's plan. Like, he wants to kill Hitler and take him over. That's like the plot. So how would he do it? I wanted him to explain how he would like do the plan, not invade Poland, and how he would like just one scene of him like plotting out how he's gonna win the war,
to make him more like a danger and shit.
Yeah, like more stakes to it. Like, oh shit, we gotta prevent him from doing this because he's gonna fucking he knows the strategy how to fucking beat the allies and shit, and how to win this war the right way, so to speak. So
the right way.
The right way. One more scene with him I think would have been good, but he was great. He's a perfect Nazi villain. He looks like perfect fucking square jawed Nazi super villain. I did like him a lot. I like Boyd Holbrook, even though he didn't really have a lot to do in the movie. He didn't really do too much, but I did like his little moments he had in there. I thought he was a good henchman. But yeah, what'd you think of Mads and Boyd?
I like Mads. I like him as more like the scientist, not a mad scientist, but just like like a thinking mad scientist. like a strategy. It would have been like you said, show more of what he would have done or what he had in place, instead of just like, oh, I'm just gonna stop Hitler so we don't lose.
Yeah, it's like one scene of him plotting out. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna not invade this, but I'm gonna invade here, and I'm gonna crush the Allies here, and then like just a little like how he would like how would he like fix Hitler's mistakes?
I like the loose cannon of Boyd Holbrook. Fucking just just shoot first, ask questions
Yeah.
later. He was fucking great. So those two were great. The one thing that the Nazi officer that they had at the beginning, they should have de-aged his ass too, because that de-aging wasn't worth shit, dude. Because that was Baron Strucker, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they should have just de-aged his ass too, because he was looking pretty fucking old. God damn, what are you doing, fucking little fucking shark?
All right, let's. All right, so we're going through this a little bit. One character I didn't really like, I didn't really care for, was Teddy. I just felt he was shoehorned in there. Like, oh, she needs her short round, and it's just a little convenient plot device. Like, oh, he's learning how to fly from the pilots. This is going to come in handy later. He was kind of, I don't know. I wasn't feeling Teddy.
Big short round. The sex. Oh, I caught him trying to fucking cheat me, and I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
And not just that. Look at the fucking picture, bro. Is that any more fucking racist right there? Look, a little kid in a fucking sombrero, little brown kid.
Yeah.
That's fucking...
he looks like one of our coworkers.
I fucking. It's just, dude. I mean, you can't introduce her. She has her own short round already. So she has a little kid that she's fucking teaching crimes to.
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't feeling Teddy, man. I think Teddy just felt kind of.
He was a cool character. It's just, did you need him?
Yeah, he just felt like that kid in Black Adam who was just there, fucking annoying.
Oh, don't talk about that kid.
Throwing him in.
So we talked about Mads Mikkelsen. We talked about Phoebe Waller. What are your thoughts on Phoebe Waller, Hondo?
Oh man, she was good. I like her. I like her as an actress. I was like, where have I seen her from? And then you had mentioned Fleabag. Yeah, she was cool. I like that she also could throw a punch like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
and
bitching about her knocking out Indiana Jones. He's an 80-year-old man, and she's like a fucking 35-year-old like fit woman. Right. Of course, he should knock his ass.
Go kick your grandpa down a flight of steps and see what happens.
Yeah. Harrison Ford is in better shape than all of us fucking combined. He's pretty good for an 80-year-old fucking man. But yeah, like fucking these insults, man, are fucking pissing me off. Get laid, guys. Go to a massage parlor, get laid. Your outlook in life will be a lot fucking better. But yeah, I thought she did a good job. What'd you think of Mads, Hondo?
Mads is great in everything he's in, man. He made the Star Wars universe. He made the Indiana Jones universe. He's Hannibal.
Marvel.
He was in the best foreign film where he plays this like about drinking. I haven't seen it, but
I've seen that, like Bottles Up or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's awesome. He was good. I liked him as a bad guy.
I was just saying they needed one more scene with him, just kind of like plotting his plan to take over Hitler's.
He needed to monologue.
Yeah, just one little monologue or him go talk.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah, just kind of like make it more of a threat when we get to the end.
That would have been sick. In his monologue as he's talking, it could have been like it could have showed the map. You know how they show like Indy's map, like flying,
like how he would invade,
like playing Risk.
Yeah, like you just said, like I would take out this and just so like buildings crumbling. I would go here,
each thing changing color.
Yeah. I wouldn't betray the Russians. I wouldn't fucking, I would do all, certain things that, more of the plot of, more of like his plot, I think would have been a good.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So, let's talk about the MacGuffin of the movie, the Dial of Destiny. This is time travel's involved in this one.
Archimedes dial.
Yeah. What'd you think of that? Mr. Effort, what do you think of the plot, the plot, time travel plot?
Okay, so I know that they're all artifacts. It's just I'm kind of, and I know all of it's fantastical, but the thing with the first three that they were all religious based. Everything was all religion, like I didn't. I'm like I said, I wasn't a big fan of the whole crystal skulls because of the alien thing.
But those are
Um,
artifacts from history.
Somebody pointed something out though, that the Nazi threat was 30s, 40s, and then Indiana Jones Part 4 was in the 50s, which is the whole alien thing,
Yeah,
right?
alien propaganda, like the fucking Red Menace. Sci-fi was prevalent. Like sci-fi movies were prevalent.
yeah, so it became
Yeah.
that's where. But see, that's where I kind of felt that Indiana Jones kind of like lost its thing. It was more. It became more like sci-fi ish
I think the
than
execution.
action adventure.
I think making them. I think they should have leaned into the like make it more obscure. They don't know where they're from. Like them over explaining their interdimensional beings. I think they kind of over explained it. I think they should have just kind of left it kind of like, oh, is it aliens? What is this? Like it's fucking because there's aliens like in history. Like there's rumors of aliens.
No doubt, no doubt.
But yeah. So yeah, so the time travel thing? It definitely is kind of jarring.
Time travel is always a weird one in every like, there's a lot of time travel movies. There's not a lot of good ones.
Yeah. We just had a time travel movie just a couple weeks ago, but The Flash. So it's like, yeah, it's we got a lot of time travel, a lot of multiverse. I think it's a weird choice to go time travel for indie.
And not just that, sometimes the time traveling shit. Well, there wasn't much time traveling this, but any movie that has a lot of time traveling, I'm sorry, movie going audience, you guys are dumb as shit. You guys like there. I know a lot of people went to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once, and they didn't get it. Oh, why? Because you couldn't follow it. That's just it is what it is. You're too fucking dumb to fucking pay attention to what's going on.
That's more multiverse.
No, but still, anything like that, it's hard for them to follow along. And some of those movies are hard to follow along. Don't get me wrong, but it just pay attention. Stop. Get out of your phone. Stop talking to your friend. Watch the fucking movie. That's what happens to folks, dude. They fucking don't get it. Oh, well, you shouldn't have been talking during the movie because, everything that they're telling you, everything that's going on right in front of you. You miss one scene in the movie and you're fucking lost. Go to the bathroom once and you're fucking lost.
What'd you think of the time travel stuff, Hondo?
Well, I like that they went they went all the way to the friggin'
Yeah, we'll talk about the ending, but like an ending for sure. But the last 20 minutes. But yeah, what do you think of just the plot? Them doing time travel, Indiana Jones.
I was okay with it because, like we explored already the mythology and the Christian, the whole, the Ark of the Covenant and the Crusades, and then we also did India with the Sankara stones, Shiva, and then we did the aliens in Part 4, and then now like time travel is, I mean, it's basically just kind of like explaining that the world is, there's all kinds of different magic and science, and just. I'm okay with it. I was okay with the whole. I mean, if I'm gonna believe a 2,000-year-old knight or whatever, 1,000-year-old knight is still like alive and just waiting for somebody to free him, then I can certainly believe time travel. So, and that's kind of like the heart of Indiana Jones, right? He's supposed to explore the paranormal,
well, like more of the unexplained, I guess, more
or the unexplained, or the
he's fucking Ripley now.
Fantastic, right? Like
believe it or not,
balance. Yeah. So I was okay with it. I was okay with it. It wasn't my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but again, I was okay with it.
Yeah. So all right, let's talk about the action. I thought I did like the beginning action scene. I did actually like the horse ride through the parade. I did like that scene, but I think all the action scenes kind of went on a little too long. I think
I agree with that. That's because it's an action director, Mangold.
Yeah, I think you trim down a little bit of the action scenes, and I think you'd be okay. I think like the kart race scene through the city fun, but again, like probably 5 minutes too long. Like you could have made that a lot shorter and been totally fine, totally. But it just kind of repeating the same beats over and over again too. Like you weren't doing anything like super different when some of the action. So I think you could have cut that scene down. I think it would have been fine. Still fun, but still, I think you could have cut out the boat. All the boat stuff, you could have trimmed that down a lot too. I love Antonio Banderas.
Loved Antonio. That was a surprise for me.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
You
oh,
didn't know
now
he was
he's
in the
here.
movie?
No, I knew he was in the movie, but I didn't. He was like, he hasn't shown up yet. So I was just like, oh, okay, there he is, the ship captain.
Yeah. I like how he had his little shipmate fall. Yeah, his little sailor boy. He was banging. They kind of hinted at that, yeah. But I think this might be the first gay character in the indie. You could have trimmed that whole thing down. I think we'd have been fine. I don't think we needed that whole scene. It just kind of rinse and repeat. Like, oh, they found something, then the Nazis show up and take, and then they escape, and the Nazis they find something, and the Nazis come and they escape. They repeated that 3 times. I don't think they could have trimmed a lot of that stuff down. But all right. What was your favorite action scene in the movie, Hondo?
My hold on one sec. I'm sorry. I gotta take care of something. Sorry, guys.
Effort. What was your favorite action scene in the movie?
Sorry, Ray. I gotta go take care of something. No, I'm playing.
I'll do it by myself. Do it myself.
On this one, I don't think there was like one great action scene. If I can, say that, be bold to say that. I don't think they were all good action scenes. I don't think there was anything like signature.
Yeah, I did like going back and seeing an old school indie adventure, like at the end of adventure. I thought the train scene was pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Toby Jones. Like, he was like
kind of a throwaway,
like a Marcus.
Yeah,
he was like the new Marcus. You could have did something. You could have just put Salah in that fucking role.
Yeah, or I'm trying to think of another character from back then, but yeah, I guess you got to set up Helena, but she could have been anybody's. She could have been Salah's
daughter with somebody else. Yeah, he has kids. He has these kids, and
I think that was a rumor too that she was going to be Salah's daughter.
Yeah, I just didn't really like the character Toby Jones. He knew what was going on, and he got obsessed, and it sucks. Not everybody's Indiana Jones that they're not going to get obsessed with something. But to get obsessed to the level that he was, even Indy's dad wasn't that fucking like crazed and shit.
Yeah.
Love it or he could take him or leave him.
Yeah. He kind of was just like plot. Just like, oh, we need. They wanted to put a name actor too in there. I think they could have casted somebody else. And I think it would have been fine. Toby Jones is fine. I like Toby Jones, but
I like Toby Jones. I just don't. I didn't like the character of her dad.
It's too he's too typical of oh, I'm the sniveling little guy. Like, oh, I'm just
the coward with the glasses.
Yeah. Hondo will join us in a second.
Yeah. That was like a few things. Like I said, this movie I like this, dude. I like this movie overall.
Yeah, I think it was just something I'm telling you, something missing in the spark. Like people shit on Crystal Skull, but I think
there's two things missing. There's things missing in that movie too, man.
Yeah. So
or not just there's things missing. There's too much of some things.
Yeah. So let's talk about this too. So we get kind of see where Indy's at. He's estranged. They're separated. Marion and Indy are separated. We find out that Mutt was in Vietnam and he died. He enlisted in Vietnam to piss Indy off, of course. So he died in Vietnam, and so that kind of put a strain on their marriage. So we get Indy kind of down on his luck. He's about to be retired from his job teaching. What'd you think of that plot point? We see Mutt go off to he did a poochie, kind of went off to his home planet, went back to his home planet.
that fucking kind of bummed me out because I was like, wow, the fucking sad, right? The fan reaction fucking got. I was like, Like I didn't like Mutt. I didn't want him to die. No.
Yeah. I wonder if they would have cast a better person in that role. Like maybe they could have did the spin-offs and shit they wanted to do at some point. Like because Shia was pretty universally hated in that movie. Like one thing, like the main thing people hate is Shia LaBeouf in that movie. So I wonder if they would have cast.
I like Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia LaBeouf too. I watched Constantine last night. First time I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Yeah, no, he was a good actor, but just not right. You don't picture him as Indiana's son. Like no. Indiana and Marion should have like a badass kid. And so I don't know. I was kind of just I was not a fan of that casting when it happened, and just the execution of it wasn't great. So we're talking about you got a different angle there.
It's not the most flattering.
It's like a nip when he was in his hospital bed.
That's fucked up.
So yeah, what do you think of the plot of we got Jones is estranged from Marion, and we find out Mutt enlisted in Vietnam and died in Vietnam. What did you think of that?
It was sad. It was it made sense. Like I kind of prefer that to if they would have brought Shia LaBeouf back, right? I mean, that's a very real thing that happened. Like a lot of the sons and daughters of America died in those wars, right? And it was the Korean War, right? That
Vietnam. We were trying. Was it Vietnam?
Yeah, it was Vietnam.
Okay. Oh wow! So it was still early stages of Vietnam War. Right? Like, I mean, the Vietnam War, it lasted approximately 65 to 75. And that takes place, in 68, 69? I think, the movie?
Yeah, it takes place in 69, after the moon landing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that was,
it couldn't have been the Korean War. The Korean War was 1950 to 1953. Okay. And Crystal Skull took place in 57, 58.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So, I guess that, that was okay. I mean, it was a pretty easy way to explain that they basically took out the Shia LaBeouf character.
Yeah.
Right. I was okay with it. It wasn't like a major I missed Shia or why'd you guys do that? I mean, to me, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's sad, but and it was a good way to kind of explain how he was, had strained relations with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, which is the plot of Force Awakens. Same Han Solo fucking plot.
Okay, now that you say that, like seeing fucking Marion and fucking like I'm thinking Leia seeing Han, her seeing him, like
it's the exact same shit. Like no one like, come on, this is like they just did this with Han Solo. So yeah, it's kind of lazy riding on that, but it did build to a good moment at the end. All right, so let's.
They didn't see him in this.
I was watching. Was it Screen Crush? And he's like, he made a joke. I was like, oh, did you stick around for the post credits where we cut to a Vietnam prison and where Choron breaks out Mutt, and that's the end of the that's the after credit scene.
Who said that?
Like somebody made a joke on
oh man.
Like we cut to a Vietnam prison and it's
there wasn't an after credits, was there? Just make sure. Okay.
Short round fucking it rescues fucking Mutt.
Wow, that would have been
Adventures of Short Round and Mutt.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
Short Round and Mutt and the Dial of Destiny. They did. That's a fucking winner right there, man.
Yeah, that would have kind of cool. I would probably have marked out for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have been like, I can't believe they did that, but I would have been happy too.
They would have played Short Round's music and shit. Dun, 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 dun.
I've been totally okay with it. All right, so we get the plot that Mads wants to go back in time, fix kill Hitler and take his place in planning the war and like stop him from invading Poland, because that's kind of where things kind of went. They started losing shit. That's when other countries started getting involved. So he wants to go back. That's the whole point. He's gonna take a bunch of Nazis, travel back in time. The dial basically figures out features in time. I did like them exploring the caves and kind of getting to that like kind of old school indie kind of going exploring and solving puzzles and shit like that. I did like that scene. So we get the they find his grave and they put together the dial, and we get the plot of them going back in time. But they don't go back to 1939. They go back to fucking 2,000 years ago into the Battle of Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
The Battle of Syracuse. I did like some of the foreshadowing, like when they saw the puppet show and there was a dragon attacking the Roman soldiers. There was a little foreshadowing. So they go back in time, which is kind of jarring at first. Like, oh shit, I thought they were gonna like. One thing I was scared of, they were gonna go time jump into like different eras and shit. I was kind of worried about that. I was like, oh, please, I don't want to see it. Please don't let me see a dinosaur. I don't want to see a dinosaur. I don't want to see like this. I don't want to see them go into the future. I don't want to see all that. So
Yeah, them putting the ark or something onto something.
yeah,
Motherfucker!
building the ark or them. Yeah, like I'm glad they can go that cheesy. So so they go back to that battle, and kind of the whole setup is them going back to this place in time. Everyone thinks it's a dragon in the sky or a phoenix, and they're both shooting at them. The plane crashes. We get Indy like kind of wanting to stay there back in the past, and like oh, this is me. I want to just I would have been kind of pissed if they left Indy back in the past. I wouldn't like that ending if they just like, oh yeah, he's stuck in the past now. Like no, like that's a horrible way to fucking end the Indiana.
Man, that would have been awful.
I would have been pissed. So I'm glad she knocked him out, and he goes back, and they wake him up, and we get the reuniting scene at the end. But so what do you think? This is very decisive. I'm still kind of like, it's very jarring to me still, like them, like the time travel stuff. I'm still kind of kind of dealing with it and kind of milling about it in my head. I'm like, more I think about it, like I don't really mind it too much, but it's still kind of very jarring them going back in time. But Hondo, what do you think of this? The last 20 minutes of this movie?
So I keep saying that the movie was satisfactory, and that's because I've suspended my, my reality kind of filter, and I'm just kind of going with the story. Like, okay, this is fictional. This is all like, I mean, because it gets really ludicrous when you're like, okay, so they go back in time, and they happen to go back in time to Archimedes, and they happen to run into him, and they happen to, like everything just kind of, the little kid follows them in the plane, and so that enables them to go back to the present, and everything just happened like.
Oh, and it's convenient that we had an actual pilot sleeping in the in the plane with the little kid. So, yeah, because it's kind of like, all right, you can learn like what the things to do on a plane, but like to actually fly a plane like back, that's a little ludicrous. So I think they threw that in there, like, oh, we need to have an actual pilot in there because that doesn't make any sense.
It's like there's like this movie where like, well, there's actually a lot of movies where like, okay, what the guy needs right now is a gun. Oh, and then he turns around and there happens to be a gun right in it, right there. Or he needs a rope, and then he turns around and there's a rope, and it's just like things fall in place exactly like when you need it. And I wish life was like that.
It's definitely not like that.
No, it's definitely not like that, right? And so, so I totally had to suspend my reality-based filter and just kind of say, okay, this is everything that's going to happen is just one more far-fetched thing after another, but it's okay because it's a movie, and it it enables the movie to move forward, I guess, like yeah, that was just crazy though. Like they happen to go to the right place at the right time, and everything just falls in place.
Well, that was the point the dial. He set up the dial where he wanted help. He wanted help to come, so he set it up where they can find the future that goes back to that exact moment in time. That's why he asked him, where did you come from? What year did you come from? And he was like, because he wanted to set up the dial to like basically get help. So that was kind of like that was the easy answer for them to.
Yeah. Okay. And
It's a very very
how
convenient.
about okay? So then you deal with the time, but how about the space? Like how do you happen to be at the right place at the right time? And then that one soldier who's killing everybody, and he's about to kill Indiana or somebody, and then like he gets stopped or
Yeah,
like
the arrow.
yeah, he gets shot by the arrow. It's just like
Oh, that's Indiana Jones, man. Indiana Jones should have died like fucking a long time ago, man. He survived.
yeah.
He's one of the luckiest fucking characters in movies, man. He gets out a lot. He jumped from a plane in a fucking inflatable raft, man. Come on. Like,
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
like none of that would work at all. So
I saw all these though when I was a kid, and so like it was acceptable to me. But now, like I'm watching these reaction videos, and people are watching it now for the first time, and they're like, "What? No way!" Like he jumped out of a plane in the raft, and like they're like, "No way!" Or like one of my favorite scenes in all of movies is when in the first one where he gets the whip and he's being dragged by the truck. And they're like, I'm watching a reaction video, and they're like, "No way, his legs would have been toast,"
he
and
would have been shredded. Like his whole body would have been fucking shredded.
his whole body would have been toast, right? Like, but as a kid, I thought that was just the best, and I accepted it. But
like you said, you got to suspend your disbelief on a lot of things, man. Like
yeah, you just got to go with it. Like,
it's a fucking, it's a thrill ride. It's a fucking,
Dude, fucking Molaram fucking reached into dude and ripped out a fucking heart, bro. It's and then the dude went into the fucking pit in the fire, and the fucking heart went to fucking flame. We were like,
I love you.
Andy, I love you. All of that shit. That's a thing. It's all unbelievable, but
so
I think we just choose which unbelievable shit is cooler and what we don't
Not-
like.
this makes me think of some not to rip on Bo, but like I was telling him that
Great way to start.
I was telling him that the Northman was the best kind of like barbarian warrior type movie since Conan. And there's a scene that happens, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But there's a scene that happens, and he's like, "There's no way that could happen." And I was like, "Well, there's no way that a man turns into a snake, a la Conan. So, what are you talking about? Like, if if you can accept this scene in the Northman, I mean, if you can't accept this scene in the Northman, then you can't accept a man turning into a snake in Conan. So,
I agree.
So, like that's my point is that the ludicrous happens in movies, and it's fantasy. So,
yeah,
accept it for what it is, fantasy, and I kind of like that. That you have to suspend your reality, the real world, and just kind of go with it.
Yeah, suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, what'd you think of this ending, Rick?
Like my whole thing is like it kind of glazed over what the dial actually did. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, it does this, da, 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 and all of a sudden, fly into the fissure. I was like, damn, okay, that's it's what the whole movie's pretty much about, and you guys just pretty much like glazed over exactly. Oh yeah, it tells us where to go, and there's a fissure in time. I'm like, they don't even explain the fissures in time.
That's just common. There's just fissures in time, fucking everywhere.
Yeah, that's I think So some of that shit just.
It's kind of very convenient, like the plot to this.
Just exactly like what Alex just said right now.
Kind of convoluted,
it's like I need a book. There's the book. I need a fissure in time. Hey, fissure in time.
There you go.
Right?
I need $1 million.
Hey,
there you
fissure
go.
in time. Yeah, you knew to bring me back to help you out. I did. I brought dragons. Fissure. Like honestly, that's time travel is just weird sometimes. Like. I didn't like the whole thing. Like I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, I didn't like. I would have been pissed If they kept him in the past, I would have been so pissed.
You know, if
Why?
he stayed,
Why did he want to do that too?
if
Like,
he,
why?
if he stayed,
He's
I have
taking
to
off because he's
stay here.
retiring. He's not,
if he
he's
stayed,
thinking,
that would have been the Luke moment of this fucking movie.
it's no, he's like he thinks his adventures are over. Like he's been
Yeah.
he's been searching for the past his whole life. Now he's in the past. But he wants to stay.
You're
here.
basically gonna die without modern medicine, without.
Yeah, he's gonna like not even just die. He's gonna suffer like
He's
hard.
gonna suffer like
He deserved it for letting Mutt go.
an 80-year-old man brought from today back to 2000 BC or whatever it is,
He
or
deserved it, Alex. He deserved it for letting Mutt go.
200 BC. Like, that's not a good idea. You need modern medicine. All right. I need my diabetic drugs.
If he would have stayed there, that would have been Luke fucking just going away
tossed in the fucking
in the wind.
Yeah, that would have been
that's what that would have been.
Oh wow! Why you guys got to bring that up?
Because that's how I felt going in.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they brought him back.
Yes, a fit 35-year-old woman could knock out an 80-year-old man. It's like people are bitching about that too. It's like, oh, up there, she knock out Indy. Like, so what? Like, the fuck are you talking about?
He
Like,
fucking loved him to the.
That's actually kind of funny too.
I would have knocked him out to bring him back too.
Yeah.
All of us would have.
Yeah, and so
come get knocked out like your dad used to. No,
threw a right cross, knocked his old ass out. The boys in the bed are always hard.
So we get Indy wakes up back in the modern time. We get their Sala's there, the shitty kid Teddy's there. Fucking Teddy sucks, man. I'm sorry, man. Teddy was I wasn't a fan of Teddy.
Fake shirt round.
Yeah.
Our coworker,
Pequeño Redondo.
We'll call him the little beard, little stash, little fucking unibrow stash. Typical, so we get Indy waking up, and we get the. I'm glad we got a resolution. I kind of was bummed seeing like he worked so hard to get back to Marion, and now they're broken up again, which is kind of sad. But they're back together, which is I'm glad they ended it on that. What'd you think? What'd you think of the ending, Hondo? The Indy back in the hunt. He has a purpose now. He's back with Marion, and they kind of tease. He grabbed his hat. Like not saying he's not. Somebody pointed out like he's not hung up to dry just yet. He's going to grab the fucking hat. So the venture continues, even though they're probably not going to do any more movies. The venture's still going to continue. What'd you think, man?
Well, the next adventures will just be them having dinner and just chilling, watching TV. The adventures are just
Indiana Jones and the Night of MASH.
Indy getting a colonoscopy, fucking winning a game of fucking bingo.
Yeah. No, I thought it was cool. I'm always happy to see Marion. My favorite movie of all time is Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I got to meet Karen Allen. And I took a picture with her, and I got her to sign one of my things, one of my Indiana Jones comic books. And so I'm always happy to see her. I'm always happy that they revisit the original, the first one, where she basically he kissed her where it hurt. I mean, in a throwback to the first Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah,
and so I like that, and that was very satisfactory to me, and I was just happy that resolution happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
we would we just have Indy fucking sad and divorced,
right?
After all the shit he's been through,
or Indiana Jones, the 80-year-old back in time adventures.
Yeah, and we saw in the flashback too. He had a picture of her like in his stuff and stuff. So he's been carrying the torch for her for a while. Even though like in the Crystal Skull too, when he sees her he turns all giddy when he sees like, oh hi, like he turns into a little schoolboy when he sees her again in Crystal Skull. So like I love that love is like carried on from all the movies. Alfred, what'd you think, man? What do you think of this ending?
I just wish it was more of a fucking post Raiders of the Lost Ark kiss than old folks kissing. Just You know what I mean?
But they are old folks.
No, but yeah, it doesn't mean they can't be passionate.
You don't like mature porn?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, let me take these dentures out before I make out with you, honey.
Exactly. Fucking.
You never had a gummer?
That's his boo. That's his boo. That's his girl. That's his, fucking from the first movie. So I wish I would have had more of that from, especially that he's been pining for her, fucking all sad that he has been able to talk to her and she's serving him papers. And, I just thought there would have been a little bit more excitement out of him, a little bit more Harrison Ford. That's what I wanted. I think a little bit more Indiana Jones, fucking pull the girl in from behind the waist and, big old smooch. But he was old folks.
I know. Grandma and Grandpa are making out again. Oh no.
Yeah. But is this it? That's what I want to know. Are we done? Are we done? Are they gonna do another?
Because you know what they need to do one right now. They can't wait 5 years because he's gonna be way too old. I wouldn't mind seeing them if the de-aging fucking works. I wouldn't mind seeing more adventures in World War II, man. I want to see more of that shit. Really.
Or, I mean, have they ever considered, or how would it be if they made him like James Bond? They just cast different actors, and
they've said that they're never going to recast Harrison Ford, but you never say never. But you can, but it's tough. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. It's so tough to fucking replace him. You could do the young adventures. You can have a young kid playing them, but it's hard to see, picture Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford, man. That's just it'll be hard. It's a tough pill to swallow for audiences, man, because he's so much of that character. His mannerisms, his voice, his fucking his look.
Only other person who would have been able to do it would have been River Phoenix.
Yeah, but
probably
we fucking too many drugs. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another Indiana Jones. But if you're gonna do old man Indiana Jones, you better do it now because Harrison Ford's up there, man. This is his last I don't think it's gonna happen because I don't think this movie is gonna be profitable. Because kids don't care about Indiana Jones. The only some kids do, but a lot of kids he's fucking posing.
Yeah. That's his Jeff Goldblum right there, bro.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
we love Indiana Jones, but kids today don't give a fuck about Indiana Jones. All those old movies that those people don't really care like we do, man.
We're the ones that do.
Yeah, we're the ones keeping that shit alive.
You know what they had a chance with? They had a chance with the successor, not Indiana Jones, but it's a different kind of a character. It's just too bad that the third movie fucking sucked ass. They were well on their way with the Mummy. They were well on their way with the Mummy. Fucking the character, Rick O'Connell, fucking with Brendan Fraser. That was money. Good. He was fucking money. And then the whole fucking scandal that what he said happened, and fucking they blackballed his ass. Yeah, but the fucking Mummy movies, if they would have kept making them, that would have been the success. It would have been the successor to Indiana Jones.
Yeah. What would you think of a spinoff with Helena?
I would be all right with it. Hopefully, it's are they gonna bring her short round? Because that'd be fucked up if short round gets multiple. Her short round gets multiple, then our short round got shit.
I'm telling you, team up with the actual short round. Yeah, do a venture
bring them back.
Short round and Shaw.
Indy can't do the adventures anymore.
You like that one, Alex? Short round and Shaw instead of Hobbs and Shaw.
I mean, one thing good about this movie that it made me think about original Raiders of the Lost Ark and the whole Indiana Jones, the whole story. After Raiders of the Lost Ark, there was a bunch of movies that were made in that style, Quigley Down Under. And
Quigley Down Under's, I think, isn't that a fucking Western, bro?
Yeah, but I mean, kind of like an adventure type of thing,
Adventure, kind of
Tom Selleck was supposed to be
Alan Quatermain.
Yeah, Alan Quatermain. There was a Tommy Lee Jones movie called Nate and Hayes.
I love that movie, dude.
That movie's cool, right?
That
like
movie, that's swashbuckling, but I love that movie.
that's a
Miles,
cutty one, man.
Not Miles O'Keefe. What's the dude's name? He's Danny from Caddyshack. That's fucking
Oh, really?
That's Nate. Yeah, the fucking what's his name in Danny Dunson? Fuck, I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
that was 1983.
Danny Noonan.
Nate and Hayes.
Nate and Hayes. That's a good one,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Tommy
that's
Lee
a good
Jones,
one.
Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah,
And those were
Before
all
Pirates of
like
the Caribbean.
those were all because of Indiana Jones, because of Raiders of the Lost Ark, right?
I can
Like
see that. Yeah.
it brought the adventure to it. I mean, you know, one of my favorite childhood memories of going to the movies was I was walking down Van Ness or up Van Ness with my brother and my cousin had seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we were on our way to the Regency. And my cousin was like, oh, he was the one that came up with the idea. Let's go see Raiders of the Lost Ark. He had already seen it. He goes, oh, it's bad as hell. You're going to love it. And this and that. And I did. I went to go see it. I didn't have the expectation. And I was like, man, that was awesome. An archaeologist. I mean, think about the Cell, an archaeologist who can kick ass, who can throw down, who can punch, who can fight, you know.
Yeah,
and so
a smart fucking badass.
A smart badass, a guy
Smart
who
badass.
can, you know, not only is he nerd, but he can also throw down, and he's cool, you know.
Yeah, he's a badass.
And he's charismatic.
All right. So what? All right, so speaking of the past movies, so how would you rank your Indiana Joneses? What would you rank them now that we have the fifth one out? Hondo, you go first.
1, 3, 2, 5, 4.
Good.
That's how I would rank it. I need to see Crystal Skull again, though. And it was funny because my mom had a copy of it, and she was like, "Look," and then she just gave it to me, so I'm gonna be able to check it out.
Movie. Yeah, it definitely has flaws. I understand the criticism. I get the criticism people have of it, but I have fun with that movie. I like that movie. I just watched it again recently. I had fun with it. I would go Temple of Doom, Raiders, Last Crusade. I'm gonna still say Crystal Skull before Dial, but let me watch Dial a couple more times. Maybe it'll take it over. And Dial fifth for me. Just my personal preference, but effort.
Oh man, this one's easy for me. So 3.
3, yeah.
3.
A lot of people's favorite is 3. A lot of people.
3, yeah.
3. And this is no knock on these 3, but this is just the order. All 3 are fucking top notch.
Yeah.
They're all S movies.
The first 3.
3 is like the
three are
greatest.
S.
3 is like the greatest hits, like Indiana Jones. It's like a greatest hits album, pretty much.
So yeah, it'd go 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. Now the only thing like what puts so the story is more fantastical to me in this one than in Crystal Skulls. The thing that gets me about Crystal Skulls just had way too many moments that took me out of the movie, took me out of the moment.
Yeah.
This at least I can fucking ride, and I fucking rode with it. But there's a lot of hiccups in that last movie, man. It just takes me out. It just not that the movie's bad. It just had too many moments that took me out of it. That's to me. That's
what do you like?
I would say that's Spielberg's worst movie. Yeah, that I can't get past some of that shit, dude.
Yeah. No, I get the criticism, but I like Kate Blanchett in it. I like the beginning.
Yeah.
I like the beginning action scene going through the fucking Area 51 and shit.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like a lot of that. It's just
the visual of Indy like walking up and the fucking nuclear blast is going off. That fucking I love that image a lot. But yeah. You know, I'll argue Crystal Skull all the time. I have a special place in my heart with that one.
It's just to me, this one felt more adventure than the other one.
All right. Well, yeah. CGC. What would you CGC this, Everett?
Let me see. All 3 of those would be 10s.
Yeah, original 3 10s for sure.
Yeah. This is Crystal Skulls. This is probably like an 8-9, 8-8.
8. Okay. I'll probably go 8. I'll probably go higher. Well, more. I need to watch it again. But I'll go 8 right now.
Yeah.
I can see it moving up a little bit more. We'll see it again. But Hondo, would you see this?
Yeah, I think eight is a good grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, for it. Yeah, that's a good grade. Satisfactory.
Yeah, you actually, yeah, 80, yeah, probably 80,
Not a lot of spine ticks.
82.
All right, cool. Any other thoughts before we end the spoiler discussion?
Yeah, fucking stop hating on fucking ladies, bro. Fucking, just because she's badass in this, people start. A lot of people never watch something; they just want to bitch about shit. How about you guys go bitch somewhere in a fucking cave?
No, get laid. Go get laid. Get laid. Yeah. Incels. Go find a massage parlor. Go on the go back page. Order a hooker. Get laid. Once you get laid, you're fine. Everything's gonna make sense to you, man. You're gonna like women. Like once you feel
Is
that.
Is it the incel saying this shit?
It's the incel. These guys are not getting laid, and they hate women because they're not getting laid, and they blame women for not wanting to fuck them. There's a reason, because you're a fucking weirdo.
You're a fucking idiot.
Go get laid. Get laid. Yeah, and everything's gonna be so much better once you get laid.
Yeah, stay off of TikTok, asshole.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna end the full spoilers. Fun movie. I thought.
Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, we talked an hour. Yeah, that's one of the longer reviews we've had, almost an hour. Yeah, lots to dig in on that in this movie. So let's yeah. So please, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you know when we jump on. Usually Saturdays. We'll go back on a regular schedule now. Hopefully, things a little slowed down a little bit. So all right, let's. It's getting a little hot out there, so let's jump in the pool and cool down a little bit. The pool list is just stuff you picked up during the week, stuff you watched, listened to, something you bought, something that pissed you off, something that made you happy. So let's jump in the pool. Let's get a little wet. So Hondo, so you're the returning champion. What's on your pool list this week?
Pool list. So I started to watch the Warrior TV series, which is basically like based on the writings of Bruce Lee. Mm-hmm. It's on HBO Max, and the season 3 is about to premiere. I've only started season 1, and it looks really cool. It's in San Francisco in the 1800s, and it's basically like the TV show Kung Fu, but I guess kind of like what it should have been, with a mostly Chinese cast. And the Asian Art Museum, they had the premiere of season 3 the other night, and I unfortunately I didn't get to go, but the show is produced by Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter, and she was there at the premiere, and unfortunately I didn't get to go, but so I guess right now Bruce Lee is in the zeitgeist, and so I saw this book at the store the other day, and it's called I Know Kung Fu, and it's basically this artist named Rex Hu. I guess he's a Hong Kong based artist, and it's just like his drawings of like Kung Fu. He talks about different styles of Kung Fu and different like he has like little images of it, and there's the cover.
Is it like a narrative book, or is it just like kind of just a bunch of like
it's just kind of like his writings on different styles of Kung Fu, and how like he has a little section on where he talks about his favorite Kung Fu artist, like movie artist, Jackie Chan.
Was he fucking pooping? What is Jackie doing in that way? Go back to that other picture. What was Jackie doing? Why is there a pan on what's been like? Yeah, what the hell is that? What is he doing? Looks like he's pooping into a pan.
It does look like he's pooping into a pan.
He's got the runs, bro.
He's got the cups on him. I don't know. I'm sure it's from a movie.
Oh yeah. No, it's a candle, right? I think it's a candle. Like
oh yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I kind of remember that scene. Okay, I was like,
yeah.
From far away, it looked like he was like pooping in a fucking like a pot.
Where's another one? Donnie Yen.
I love me some Donnie Yen, man.
Donnie Yen is sick.
Yeah.
And Jet Li.
Cool.
Yeah, so this book, it just caught my eye. And it has a really cool introduction where he talks about Kung Fu movies. So I picked this up the other day. I was just like, you know what? That's something I don't see every day. And
fix the camera too, because we're just getting your midsection here. There you go.
Thanks.
looking like fucking my neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, so pretty cool, man. Nice little book. I like cool stuff like that, different art books, and just stuff you don't see all the time.
Cool.
Little nice collectibles. So go Bruce Lee.
Cool. Mr. Effort.
Okay, so Krista just grabbed this for me. I forgot that she grabbed at the toy con that we got.
Oh, nice.
So
that's cool.
All of Rick's fucking personalities.
this is my split picture.
This is Some days he's feeling a little Jason Todd. Some days he's
every Rick everywhere all at once.
Some days I'm a little Grayson. Some days I'm fucking little Drake. So yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. I was just like, oh, dude, that was fucking sick. So also John fucking went to go see Transformers, and he saw they were giving away these.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dope.
So he grabbed me one of those.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was looking for one the other day. I couldn't find one.
Yeah, pretty much that and AEW Forbidden Door that we saw.
Oh, that was great.
Probably one of the best fucking pay-per-views. Alex, I know you're not really like into wrestling. You should fucking come through for one of those, man, next time.
Oh man, I missed out. I forgot what I
invited him.
Yeah,
you did, and I forgot what happened. I think
you went to the gym.
He saw a butterfly.
Squirrel. No,
something happened, man.
It was just fucking. It was probably one of the fucking best shows I've ever seen. And that's the best thing about AEW. They're doing that a lot. They say it's the best show that I've ever seen.
One of the best matches. That it might go down as one of my favorite, top 5 matches. That match was fucking insane. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
just an insane match. Like going on. Yeah, go back and watch that Wrestle Kingdom one, and then I think it's a good back-to-back. You need to watch that one, then watch the Ospreay Omega one again, because amazing stuff, man. Yeah, if you're a fan of wrestling, even if you're not, watch those matches. It's so much fun.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just those 3 things.
So keeping with the AEW vibe, Fight Forever finally came out after fucking years of development, and I took a deeper dive into it yesterday. Probably played like 10 or so matches. It's definitely feels like No Mercy throwback to the old Jukes games from back in the day. Definitely has some vibes. It's fun. I'm not sure if I prefer because the 2K games were good at one point. I heard they're getting back to what they were for WWE. It's more of a simulation, more of a kind of straightforward simulation. Fight Forever is more of an arcade feel to it. It's a lot of fun. It's got some glitches, but it's a fun game. I haven't went into the creator character or the story mode just yet. Definitely going to do that next. Kind of learning the moves and stuff. But it's a fun game. It's a very, very throwback game. So so it's fun for sure. Let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, I saw No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence movie. She kind of plays a parent of this kid, 19-year-old, that's going off to college, and he's he's a kind of introverted kid, doesn't really go out, plays video games, doesn't know how to talk to girls and shit. And so basically they hire her to bang him and like kind of bring him out of his shell. So it's kind of heartwarming. It's some funny scenes in it. It's very. It starts off very like the first 45 minutes are really good, and then kind of gets a little too kind of like try to take itself a little too seriously. But it's fun. I think Jennifer Lawrence is one of her better roles for sure. She's pretty good in it. Not a huge fan of her, but she was pretty good in that. Saw The Blackening. That was a fun one. If you're a horror fan, I would definitely recommend checking that out. It's fun. Plays on a lot of the stereotypical tropes of horror movies involving black characters. So it's a fun cast. I think you'll have a lot of fun if you're a horror fan and some of the tropes.
I see that.
Yeah, I got a lot this week. Shit. I'm reading Batman Failsafe, Chip Zdarsky's Batman run. This collects 125, 130. I haven't read Batman in a while. I've been kind of put off by Batman, some of the DC books, but I heard good things about this. I'm a big fan of Chip Zdarsky. This is good. It's Failsafe. Basically, Batman creates. This kind of goes back to Tower of Babel. If you read Tower of Babel, you know Batman has a log of all the Justice League, how to take them down. So this is basically kind of plays off of that and kind of references that a lot, where he has a failsafe for him if he ever like turns bad or gets corrupted or whatever. So it's pretty fucking intense. The art's really good. George Jimenez is doing the art. He draws a fucking badass, mean looking Batman. Tim Drake's
Good artist.
good artist. Tim Drake's a big part of this story too, which is cool. Seeing Batman, him and Batman team up. But it's pretty good. It's pretty intense so far. I'm digging it. The Justice League gets involved, and some of the Bat characters get involved. So it's a pretty good book. Like I've said, I haven't read Batman in a while, so if you haven't read Batman, it's a good jumping on point. So definitely that. And my last piece, our buddy Matty Ice went to the Heroes Con, and we heard Alan Davis is going to be there. And like Alan Davis, classic Excalibur, Batman. He did lots of great runs, legendary artist. So I was hoping Michelica, friend of the channel, also she was going, and so there was a chance that he only does a certain amount of sketches. I was like, hey, if you're not getting a sketch, let me be the guy to get a sketch? I'll give you some money if it's possible. Try to get me a Alan Davis sketch. And luckily, he got one. I went back and forth what character to get. There was so many. I wanted a Kitty Pryde or a Lockheed or a Nightcrawler, but I decided on Jason Todd from his Batman run. There you go. From his Batman run. Jason Todd. I remember his Jason Todd was like when I first started reading comics. There was the Sherlock Holmes storyline that he wrote, Batman meeting Sherlock Holmes and Elongated Man. It's a great story, but I always loved his Robin with the big eyes and little curls in front. Always thought that was one of my favorite Robins. So I was like, all right, let me have him do Robin. And he said that he was like Alan Davis lit up because he's drawing like Nightcrawlers and like everyone wants a fucking Nightcrawler from him or like a Captain Britain or something. So when he asked him to do a Jason Todd Robin, he lit up. He's like, oh, I love that run. That's like my favorite run. And he put a little extra effort in this sketch too. He got the Batman in the background and Batman putting his arm on Jason Todd. So this is definitely like a bucket list sketch for me. Jason Todd by Alan Davis. I thought he killed it. So very excited to get the sketch. Definitely a bucket list sketch. Thanks to Matty Ice and Michelica for going out there and being our fucking our fucking man on the gave them a mission. They
man on the street, people on the street.
Yeah, so they're our insiders. So luckily we lucked out on that. We got to get Michelica on to talk
Dude,
about it.
if they do that next time, fucking they should film shit and fucking like if Matty Ice doesn't want to be on the camera, he should just film her just special correspondent SF Comic Book Company.
Oh yeah, huh?
Fucking do a little sketch.
Yeah, so that's that was awesome. All right. I don't have a hidden gem this week, so Alfred, do you have a hidden gem?
I do.
All right, we're gonna do hidden gem. Go ahead, Ricky. What's your hidden gem, man?
So I fucking stumbled upon this channel on fucking YouTube, and it's called Saturday morning cartoon max out. So it's pretty much exactly what you think. They're 3 to 4 hour blocks of just old school cartoons, like
Oh, wow.
action. Yeah, so Saturday morning cartoon max out action. It looks like they have Transformers,
You're just sitting down and watching.
Transformers, Thundercats, Master Universe, Ninja Turtles, He-Man, She-Ra, G.I. Joe. On another one, the family, they got Gem, My Little Pony, Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like, who is that? Ernest P. Worrell.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, they got Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon. Just like so many of the old school cartoons.
Do they go by year or they go by?
I think they just package them by what kind of cartoons they are.
It'd be cool
like,
if they go like, oh, this is like what you would see like in 1984 or 1985.
Yeah, they just like group them up. So it's like they got the video game one where it's Captain N, Sonic. They got just different. They got Bucky O'Hare, Hubert, Pole Position.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Denver the Last Dinosaur, Beverly Hills Teens. Like they got tons of shit. They had who was it? Hammerman. Fucking, I forgot the MC Hammer. I used to have a cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then in between cartoons, they do the commercials. They do
that's awesome. That's cool.
They do some of the old school commercials, and then on top of that, they fucking they give you, what was it? Schoolhouse Rock in between. So they give you the PSAs, like the Smokey the Bears and Only You, all of the shit from like our childhood. It's in there. McGruff the crime dog. Yeah, McGriff. I was gonna say McGriff. That's Fred McGriff. So yeah. I mean, I was just juiced because I was just like seeing, like the opening scene from Mask. Now they don't have all the episodes. I think they're pretty brand new channel. They're like 3 months in, but it's cool because like the intros.
That means they're gonna get taken down. That's probably why.
Oh, okay.
They don't own the copyright to that shit. There's a lot of channels like that. They restart them, like oh go away, and then they'll restart some other channel.
Oh, okay, because these guys, it's just a father and daughter, fucking just watching in the morning, and they're like, "Yep, here we go, time to start cartoons." I just wish they would fucking like come out with like like the previews, how they used to do it back in the days. That was when you were a kid. That fucking Thursday and Friday night when they were announcing the next season's lineup of the cartoons and shit.
Oh, that was cool. That was
the best.
That was the
golden age.
Greatest fucking night for a fucking kid.
Prime time. That was the best. That's how Batman the Animated Series started too. They had like a prime time thing. I remember seeing like fucking Rainbow Bright and shit like fucking like 7:30 on like channel 44.
That's on there too. Rainbow Bright's on there too. Man.
I was like back in the like seeing cartoons like after like 5 o'clock was insane.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Now that there's like 24 cartoons 24/7, like there's a whole fucking there's whole fucking channels dedicated to cartoons.
Kids will never remember what those Saturday mornings felt like to wake up, go get a bowl of cereal and fucking just kick back and watch some cartoons.
Making these like tough decisions. Which
cartoon? Yeah, so watch Channel 7, so watch Channel 5.
Ninja Turtles is happening at the same time as fucking this other show. Like, I had to make some sacrifices. Like, like Transformers, or going to watch G.I. Joe, or going to watch this. So it's,
I had a lot of that with Garfield and Friends. Garfield and Friends was always at a time that everything always was against Garfield and Friends.
Yeah, I used to miss a lot of Garfield and Friends. Yeah, because it was like prime time for certain shows. Yeah, what's the name of the channel?
Super Morning Cartoon Max Out. Saturday morning Cartoon Max Out.
I want to check that out.
Yeah.
All right.
Like the next post that they're doing is tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. So yesterday's what they did today they did Carmen Sandiego, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Super Mario Brothers, Pole Position.
I love the fact they have the commercial. That's awesome.
Qbert.
Okay.
And what was the one with Dirk the Daring, the fucking knight? Dragon
Slayer.
They got the Dragon Slayer cartoon. So yeah.
Cool. That sounds awesome.
4 hours of cartoons, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So check that shit out.
That's awesome.
Hondo, you got any hidden gems for us before we get out of here?
Okay, real quick. Now that you brought up Dragon Slayer, in I think September, Sacramento is going to have the creator of Dragon Slayer, Don Bluth.
Oh shit!
Yeah, do you want to go?
Where at Sacramento?
It's in Sacramento.
Oh, I'm scared of Sacramento, bro. Ever since I came back driving, remember? I fucking spun out.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, anyways, it shouldn't be raining, so we'll be okay.
Yeah. You driving?
Is it a con?
Yeah, it's like like one of those anime cons or something like that.
What day? What day?
I think Saturday and Sunday.
But he's there both days.
I'll have to double check. Let me double check on that. But I know I was excited to see Don Bluth because he did what's that? An American Tale.
Secret of Nim.
The dinosaur one. What's the
dinosaur? What's it
Land
called?
Before Time.
Land Before Time.
Yeah,
he was responsible for the Rescuers.
He's big time, man, and I just want to like.
I think he was. Which one? So I think it was Black Cauldron.
Yeah, so he's gonna be there, man.
Sword in the Stone. I think that's all him right there, man.
Yeah, that's huge, and so I want to go to that.
What was his last one? Wasn't it Titan AE?
Yes, that's one. Yeah, and he did the video games too. Like, I mean, Dragon's Lair and Space Ace.
Yeah.
I have copies of those, like for old school video game system, and I want to get them to sign those.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys more details about it as I'll look it up and give you exact details. Maybe we can check it out.
Anime. They do these, I think, every 6 months or so. September 1st and 3rd through 3rd.
Yeah.
Don Bluth. Yeah, Don Bluth is going.
He's the only big name, but
Don will be occurring Friday and Saturday only.
Saturday only.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
There you go.
All right. Cool. All right. Awesome. All right. We're gonna get out of here. Nice long meaty show. Hondo, any final words before we get out of here?
Head out to the Fillmore Street Festival. I'm gonna head out there today, and tomorrow Zepparella's gonna be playing there. They're like an all-female Led Zeppelin tribute band at 3:00. And it's my birthday week, so I'm gonna be out and about looking to do stuff this week. Set up some dinners, set up some stuff. But today and tomorrow, I'm gonna head out to the Fillmore Street Jazz Fair. So if you guys can make it,
cool.
Meet me outside.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside.
Cool. Mr. Effort?
Yeah, just don't be a dick to people. How about that? It's the best.
It's a good one.
All right, I gotta go to Super 7, go pick up my MF Doom. Came out finally. I gotta go pick up so excited. Yeah, so I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make some effort to go outside today for a little bit. So yeah, I'll definitely follow the social media. I'll be posting pictures later. Yeah, so be cool. Yeah, we should be back on regular schedules, but follow us on social media so knows when follow the channel, subscribe to the channel so you know when turn on a notification bell so you know when we're jumping on and know when we're having shows. So
one last thing. I'm sorry.
Oh Jesus.
Don't blow off your fingers with fireworks.
Oh yeah.
Every year somebody stupidly does that, right?
Somebody posted that. Yeah, it's funny because this is the last weekend. There's a few people that this is their last weekend with all 10 fingers. So like, yeah, don't be an asshole. And like, you don't need to be fucking set off M80s at 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, fuck off, man. Like, come on, man. You fireworks at fucking 10, up to 10 o'clock. You don't need fucking M80s going.
If you want to fucking light an M80, stick it up your ass and light it, motherfucker.
Hey.
At that time, for real. And if anybody hurts cats, this fucking thing, somebody's gonna fucking light a fucking M80 in your fucking ass, you pieces of shit.
Go straight to hell. Fuck you guys. Yeah. All right. On that note, tell him Kenobi. Kenobi. He has a high ground.
Jeff Goldblum.
He's got the sexy look, man.
Yeah, he does, dude. Look at him.
Leg got the higher ground. I just got
leg all hanging off and shit.
He's just a sexy cat.
Sexy cat. Like, dude, this is who it's Jeff Goldblum, bro. Like, Is he getting up? No.
Life finds a way, man. All right, we're getting out of here.
All right, guys, take it
have-
easy.
Yeah, no drinking, no driving. Be safe. Don't let go of those firecrackers. I had one go off in my hand. Luckily, I wasn't clenching my fist, but it fucking stung for fucking a while. That shit
Hell
sucked.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Be careful out there, assholes. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Yeah, peace out.
Bye.